sort of as the top seed. They'll face here Washington Thursday's quarters. SU plays Utah in the Wednesday evening round. And Canyon, the top seed, they won't play till Friday. I'm Frankie on Fox Sports 9. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For cloudy start to your Monday, partly sunny skies in the afternoon, a high 80, and then tonight, temperature dropping down into the low 50s. For the Fox Weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they have battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's one battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Please sponsored by Honor Sports Marketing and is powered by injury attorneys Lerner and Roc. In a wreck and need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always on at Lerner and Roc. Now time for calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 10.
So another important four-game East Coast road trip tonight in Cleveland. The unofficial free agency has started. The Cards have made a couple signing. Get into that. Plus big moves in the NFL. D-backs knocked on early yesterday in their loss to the Dodgers. Issue, how about them? They still for 11th in the Pac tournament from their loss to UCLA. And the Cats of Arizona, they won the Pac, but dropped out of the top four in the AP. And it looks as though they will not have a number one unless something crazy happens. Come in, top headlines brought by the sports booker at the CAZ Sports Bar. Bet the game, watch the game. 3 live bet windows, 6 self-service kiosks, plus 8 screens. It's all the betting. Check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 to 7 here in Kissimmee, Arizona. But got the whole crowd out here today. Myself, Roc, we got Manuch, hopefully JB, we got Jazz, we got Shu. Do we today?
Correct.
Oh, we got Shu today. Good. Got some baseball stuff to fire his way later.
I think Jimmy's gonna be in rare form. He was helping his neighbors. There's a good Samaritan out there.
Are you wearing a T-shirt underneath that?
No. Just playing.
So
what's the deal now?
He has they're all wearing a pullover.
Yeah.
And typically
Fox Sports on it.
Yeah, I understand that. But, a pullover, it means it pulls over a T-shirt.
Look, how else?
You have no shirt underneath.
Correct.
The pullover.
How else?
I've never seen anybody do that before.
How else would you see my Mr. TC star set?
That's the problem.
I was gonna chain on Jimmy. You want to display
Mr. T starter?
Can anybody see that when you're around?
But
what's the big deal?
No, I'm just.
It's not outside.
I understand. Then why are you wearing a pullover then?
Because this is real lightweight and I put the sleeves on. Not like you who look like you're ready for a winter storm.
Because it's cold?
It's not in cold. Hey, Roc, I've never seen anybody wear a pullover.
I have never.
Sure.
Never.
I'm not wearing a shirt underneath either.
See, there you go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it, but yeah. But his is a little too low. Mine's upper, so you can't notice. His, you can definitely tell he's not wearing a shirt.
That's just
what's wrong? What's the big deal?
Violation.
Those are fashion faux pas.
That's a big fashion.
Those are faux
We're
pas.
hitting both extremes. The young guy with Jackson, the old guy with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Who wears a pullover
with nothing underneath?
Nothing underneath
I've never seen it.
it.
Are you comfortable, Jackson?
I am comfortable. I wouldn't put my zipper that
the
far
problem
down.
Is, the thing about a pullover, you multiple times because you don't have to wash it. It should become an undergarment. You both have to wash it because you have the air. I see pits underneath your pullover right now.
If you did that, then we're going to see a hairy chest now too.
I have 6 hairs.
Yeah,
you shave your chest?
Yeah.
No, I pulled them off my rump and pasted them on my chest. I hardly have
on your what?
On my hair.
Your rump?
Yeah. The side.
Oh,
I want to say, but.
Jimmy, that's a fashion faux pas.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I mean, we're friends.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you sit at the corner at the refreshment stand by yourself.
That guy's got funk going with it. He has nothing underneath that pullover.
Oh,
wow.
See,
I've never seen that before.
You noticed? I didn't go. Oh, right,
are you going to bust me because I don't have socks on either?
Yeah. Do you wear underwear?
Sometimes.
Dude, seriously, sometimes
No, I
you
wear it
don't.
all the time.
So it's the same idea with a pullover.
No, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely
It's
it
not.
is.
Where does say you have to wear a
So
shirt?
why would they cut a pullover then?
Because if it's cold out, I'd pull it over another shirt. I've done that the entire time that we've worked
Why would
together.
you wear a
How
shirt?
did you just notice it today?
Because
Because you've got it down, and you got to
sit down,
trying to
you know,
show
it's
your
like,
chain. What kind of chain? Where I can see like the 10 horns if you had them, Jimmy, but you're not Italian. You can't be wearing those.
Wow.
And that little chain, I can't even see it.
Well, first outside move in free agency for the Cardinals, according to the NFL Network. They've agreed to terms with corner Sean Murphy-Bunting, who last year played for the Tennessee Titans. He's been in the league for 5 years, drafted in the second round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019, where he played 4 seasons before last year. He played in Tennessee, as I mentioned, played in and started 14 games, 57 tackles, 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, couple fumbles, forced fumbles, and recovery. He is right now, I think you put him on that depth chart as number one corner in the room.
I would think so. Also, Nick Nichols, young man from the Raiders, signed this afternoon. I was going 9.
3 years,
Yeah.
21. I was going to get to that. I normally do this part of the show, but you're more happy to take
No,
control.
you
Manuch.
no.
$2 million, $14.4 million guarantee. And anyone else that I missed?
I want to
to
interject. You said maybe a star. I said, well, also, as you alluded to with Nichols, and that free technique coming from the Raiders should be a or an impactful defensive lineman as well.
But I think what's big today is what we're seeing with some of the contracts. The number one guy on the board is Kirk Cousins, and he's heading to the Atlanta Falcons. And Jax, why don't you give us this guaranteed contract, at least portion of that he is going to make over the next few years? Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's $150 million, $100 million guaranteed. And you look through career, when his contract ends in 2027, he'll have made $400 million his whole career. 329 of that fully guaranteed. Yes, one playoff win in 12 years is his career. So I think that's Arthur Blank, the owner of Atlanta, going, I don't care. I want the most experienced back out there that has at least gotten his teams to the postseason, and hopefully with the new coaching staff people we have, we can get beyond that. But I think he wants to win right now. Getting what they're 85, 86 years old. He's getting up there. I don't think he wants to get Justin Fields, this guy or that guy, or wait for his current group of quarterbacks to develop. He wants a guy been there, done that, can take this team. He feels got a good defense, got some talent, can at least get them there, give some hope if they get to the playoffs.
Why isn't there any concern at all that he's off an Achilles injury?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Because if he gave him that much guaranteed money, you would think, okay, you're cut off the Achilles. I'll give you $50 million guaranteed, and then you can get another 50 if you make it halfway through the season.
I think he's looked at the recovery of Aaron Rodgers. There's Marino blowing out. A lot of guys have blown out their Achilles. I'm sure they did their research as far as guy bouncing back. And at that quarterback position, especially Kirk Cousins, not going to move around a lot.
That's fair.
I mean, he's not a dual threat quarterback. He's going to win from the pocket and distribute the ball. I think that's where Arthur Blank, as the owner, kind of stepped in, told his guys, this is what I want. If he's got to overpay, so and basically he's going to over once again for Kirk Cousins.
No, I don't know if we look at it anymore moving forward that a team overpaying. What are we comparing it to anymore? We don't have anything to compare it to. The money that the NFL making off of us, making off television, making off everything else. Every year it's the same narrative. Oh my! I can't believe they paid him that much. It's great.
Yep.
If the goal is to pay somebody $50 million a year, so be it. It's not coming out of our paycheck.
Yeah, I think the market, it gets reset. And your point, Rock, yeah, the money's going to come in. But that's also kind of a Godfather offer to all those other interested in Cousins and said, look, I want the guy. If I got to go pay above market, I think what you're alluding to, and create a new
No,
market.
I'm not alluding to. I'm saying there is no market.
It
is what it is. What we pay, these NFL teams pay now.
And I think they probably looked at the top QBs, those that are getting the big bucks. You like the Patrick Mahomes contract,
Sure.
all the other contracts. And if he's going to want several years, just so he has him, whether it's market or not, to make sure that nobody counters this offer. Trying to say,
And I think that he wants, and he wants to win right now and within the next couple years.
Green Bay Packers have their number one running back for the first time since 2017 as they signed Josh Jacobs, and they have released Aaron Jones. So that's a move for the Packers. And Eagles, they get the ex-Giant Barkley to a 3-year deal. $37.75 million, could be worth up to 46 and close to 47 million.
You excited, Eagle
26. Not necessarily. I can't stand it.
He's going to play for
the Giant.
But no, not anymore.
There's teams you don't need their former players. It's the Giants and the Cowboys as an Eagle.
Okay.
But if this guy starts doing some good, then I'll back him.
You'll come around.
But I don't know how he's going to stay healthy.
That's the whole thing right there.
That's why I'm like, I think running backs, you don't pay running backs anymore. You could get them there for a few $1 million. You run them until they're done. You get them for a year, and you just keep getting some new fresh legs in there. I think they pay too much for.
And I think that the other thing too is when he's healthy, he's a dual threat, running the ball, catching the ball.
He's great. No, he's a hell of a player. It's just, but I mean, last year he got hurt. I think he got hurt in the Cardinal game.
You guys feel that if
less 1,000 yards, you can't rush for 1,000 yards. Come on.
With Jacobs, signing with the Packers, you better hope you have some solid running backs because of how these guys get nicked and dinged up. Andrew Jones getting released by the Packers. Initially, you go, okay, I know you can't pay both of them, but a Thunder and Lightning in combination would have been great for that backfield. But Andrew Jones is going to be,
Aaron Jones.
That's Aaron Jones. His numbers are going to be big numbers. It's like Jacobs' numbers.
What I do like is the defense and Bryce Huff. He signed a 3-year. This guy was an undrafted free agent. It's the highest paid non-quarterback contract that has ever signed for a guy that's wasn't drafted. And here he is going to make 3 years, $51 million in this change. He was one of the best guys to come Jet program, and they let him go.
I'm curious to see who the big signing or impactful signing the Cardinals are going to make.
Who's left?
Well, that's true. I mean, I hope everybody else is way out in front of this.
Did you expect a big? Hey, with Higgins coming today from the Bengals saying, "Hey, I want out," I would make a move for him.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would. I just think that if they're going to win, they need to make some impact, at least 1 or 2 impactful moves to help them win. And they've got the dinero, the money. But yeah, with Higgins saying, "Hey, look, I don't want to be around." Well, you got the draft picks number one. If you want to work on that, and if you trade him out and get some in return that's solid from the Cardinals, why not? Because they need that guy on top of the guy they drafted number 4.
Got a lot of stories to get into. We will next, but we want to make sure you get this on your calendar to join us for the Hoops final weekend in the new room, Talking Stick Resort. You win cash. We're doing props, squares, giving away 3 75 big screen TVs. It's called the Hoops Finals Weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th. But next, it's our G2G player reward play for the weekend, from the weekend, as we continue from the CAZ Sports Casino, Arizona. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy D.
Tomorrow on the Drive, with a flurry of free agent spending across the NFL, do you agree or disagree with the Cardinals playing the patient game instead of getting on right now? We'll debate it at 6:05 Drive, Fox Sports 9, and your free iHeart app.
The Sports Grill in Scottsdale, Bell Road is your home pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drinks.
At Van's Golf Shops by Roc Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective gold transcend the ordinary. Introduced all-new Vokey SM10 wedges. Made lower flight, proved feel, and maximum spin. Unlock your ultimate wedge. Play with new Vokey SM10 wedges. Visit us in store or at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and shady deals. For over 40 years. That's thehouseofchaos.com.
For a change in your career, All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcity.com/careers or call 480-883-7278.
Hey, this is Kelly. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKKD Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best drinks and sports in the valley. Located in the Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
This month's Spurt is here, and it might be time for that to me. Call the experts. Pure Leave Timmy's 884-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 44-NO-SPERM.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on McDowell. Enjoy this weather under 3 spacious patios. 1 is smoke-free. Duke's from the Greenbelt at Miller McDowell has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends Duke's for spring training. Where? Miller McDowell. That's it. Now open and rocky point.
Did you hear? Macy's Wednesday sale starts Tuesday. Rush your wardrobe for spring with great deals on brand new, like 40 to 60% off Anne Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, Style Co, and more. Catch your flair with 30-50% off shoes and bags and accessories. Plus, get 15 to 65% off home updates from Cuisinart, Less and more. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase, except card services and fees. Savings off regular clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. For mornings, this is the Drive with Jody Ayler. And tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. Schmaltz, Houston scores! And the proud Papas made it 4-0.
And Horford spins. Horford drop, kicks it inside. Tim count it, and that will certainly do it. But his team is going to fall short tonight. And Drew brings it across the timeline. Celtics get their 49th.
One more highlight. 2 Yotes games and then the Suns game sandwich in the
NBA.
2 goals, Hunter Bedard, a hat trick for Blackwell, and as Stu Grimsich contributions all over the lineup tonight. And Arvid Sabula, another performance in net.
There you go, your montage for the weekend brought to you by Lerner. The Yotes, they were blasted 7-4 by the Blackhawks. Chicago to begin their 3-game road trip. Clayton Keller did twice for the Yotes. They are now 26-34-5, coming off of the NHL a trade deadline where Zucker went, Dumbo went, and Troy Stetcher all went for future draft picks. After all those trades, the Coyotes now have a $5.7 million expected in cap space, with projected cap hit for the year at $70 million. So they'll have $61 million left in an actual annual compensation for this year. And then I went through the draft picks. 13 picks are coming. They got a 1. They have 3 2s, 3 3s, and 2 4s, and a bunch of others underneath that. But again, same old story, just a different year. Let's trade at the trade deadline, and let's get all these draft picks, and then we get to sit on our ass, watch this team lose all the time.
So we won't see this. What do you say, Rock? The average is 3 to 4 years before we see any fruition from these draft picks.
Yeah,
3 to 4 years, maybe 5. And even if the Yotes are even here, 5 years to see those coming to fruition.
Hate it. I've become like a grumpy old man with this organization. I can't stand it. I'm just so tired of it. It's just I don't even know what you can equate this to. Troy Lions years, or the Cardinals, how bad they were. That an organization is just so bad for so long. No matter what the hell they do, They still are horrible.
It's like they're dormant. It just
they're not dormant. Dormant, it would be consistent at least.
Well, they're consistently bad. I'm the same way like you rock. I'm like, ho hum. All right, I kind of at seeing all the I'm going. Why can't you at least trade a couple of guys that can keep some hope alive? Because at this stage, it could be 3, 4, 5, 6 years before we even get to the playoffs. It's the same old. It's Groundhog Day all over again.
And no one's asking for a championship.
No, hell no.
They're asking for a team to be 500 or at least get in
playoffs. Yeah.
That is. Some basketball. Of course, at the Suns tonight at 4:30. But GCU, congrats, they win their first ever WAC regular season title. And they beat Cal Baptist on Saturday to finish the season 27-7, 17-3 in conference. They'll get a double bye in the WAC tournament, which ends this week. They will play the semi on Friday. And then when you look at Arizona State, they'll set for 11th seed in the Pac-12 tournament after their loss to UCLA. They'll square off against 6th-seeded Utah in the opening round on Wednesday in Las Vegas. They finish 8-12, 14-17 on the season. One of the worst seasons of Robbie Hurley since he got here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You just wonder without a new athletic director what direction they go. I would assume that at least keep him for the first year going into that 12 and having some kind of continuity. Unless the new he comes in and has somebody in his back pocket, he or she has somebody in the back pocket. They're thinking of turning this thing around and trying to make it more consistent. It's just you talk about ASU program football and basketball. Same thing. It's kind of dormant. Same thing. They just if you're going to 10 with most top tier teams in football, basketball, they're going to always be like a 4 or 5. They're just always going to remain the same.
The difference, if you compare them to the Coyotes, at least when you could look at ASU basketball and football, they're going to the bowl game. They've been to some tournament games. The Coyotes aren't getting a sniffy that postseason.
Yeah, that's true. At least they're seeing at times.
Yeah.
For like last year, the Sun Devils got to the tournament, which is good. But I mean, I look at overall. I mean, what are the hopes that one of those two programs ever win a national title, whatever sport, whether they ball or basketball? Probably, 1 in 100. You would just hope at some point that the new AD who could come in has got some ideas, some fundraising ideas to go get those top players or portal players so they at least have a chance to win, 8, 9, 10 games and make that move.
But who's the new AD? Have you heard any chatter at all about anybody be the new AD?
I said, Jimmy, once the new AD comes in.
No, there's chatter.
Well,
there hasn't been anything. It's been quiet.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And I think that piece of it is pretty much probably a lot of those qualified ADs that if they're salt are looking at this program going, if I don't get the tools I need to get this car road and to fix it and to put your transmission tire, then why take the job?
Yeah, but come on, Manuch, if you're in the MAC or you're in a small conference and ASU comes knocking, man,
I get it.
I know worth thing. You're going to take that challenge.
They'll bump you $150,000.
More than that. These guys are making $1 million a year as an AD at that level.
I would like to go after some of the best assistants that are out there, and just make them that offer worth their weight in gold to come in and allow them to do what they want to do to get a program.
I disagree. I don't think it could be an assistant. I think it has to be at a
whomever
at a school.
Assistant.
You haven't been there. You're not shaking hands and kissing babies like these guys are now. You're not in a lot of those meetings with the presidents of the universities. It has to be somebody at say you or Buffalo or I don't know, some school has no hate. I don't care.
Who's ever qualified AD that can come assist whomever to overpay him. Say this is what if you look at our program, Mr. AD. I'm talking about Michael Crow's interviewing this. What do we need to do and go along with it? Because
why do you keep saying assistant?
I said a regular an current AD or assistant. There might be.
I think you need to throw out the assistant.
Okay, then an AD who's a current AD that's out there.
No, I get you right. You say that.
No,
but there's nobody out there. That's much.
There's tons. There's
there's
three ADs out there.
They're there. But there's nobody talking about any names.
And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe there's an AD at a school that's trying to finish out the school, the basketballs, and maybe after the Final Four, there's somebody out there.
Well, they are talking.
And they got firms.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've hired a rep firm. They'll figure it out.
I mean, look how quickly Arizona.
I know. Speaking of them, then they first in the Pac-12. They got a first-round bye. They'll play the winner of the USC-Washington matchup. It's unfortunate that they split their trip in L.A. They win against UCLA. Then they lose to USC, which hurt their overall resume. But bump them from 5th to 6th AP. Then it came out again today. Because of Tennessee, which had been on the heels of the Cats, they're now 4th. So they took in there, while North Carolina is top ranked at number 2, and then of course got Houston and UConn. But come on. Oh, you can't lose USC.
Maybe too much celebration after that Thursday night game.
Oh, they blew out UCLA. That game wasn't even close.
What I'm saying, I mean, how do you lose USC 2 nights later? With all that on the line, those are the things you look at.
All right, I'm sorry,
Okay,
Jimmy. Let's
go ahead.
really quickly get to our G2G Player Award of the weekend. Shoo.
Needs a G2G protein bar. Did your fit player make a big mistake that cost him a game?
That's impossible! That is impossible!
I'm telling you, there's something inside his brain about this building.
Maybe just an embarrassing. It's just easier to be stupid. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B react to the dumbest plays of the week and give out their best candidates for the G2G Protein Bar Award of the week. A refrigerated pro bar with unmatched taste. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
I'll start out. Another meaningless. It's a meaningless loss. But when it's the Dodge and you're down 7-0 after the first inning, everybody on that Diamondbacks team that made that trip over there to Glendale should be having a G2G bar. Because I'm sorry, I know it's spring training. I know it is, but I'm so sorry. I can't handle that. It drives me nuts to see the scores. 12-1, whatever it was. Yep. But come on, they're better than that. It's
1 minute.
The Dodgers. All right, I know you guys have the same one. So,
I changed it now.
You can use the same one. We don't have time.
I'm gonna go Carolina forward. Camila Cordasso, 6 players ejected back in the SEC championship game as she shoved LSU's Floje Johnson to the floor late in the fourth for the Gamecocks, 79-72 win. Cordasso realizes she may not make the first round, or as far as playing, she was ejected as well. 6 others ejected. She was my that entire, the Carolina bench G2G player who is just dumb to do that.
But I think the rules are that none of them are going to get suspended.
Well, they actually suspended, but they could miss the first game of the tournament.
I thought that was incorrect. So, okay.
Fair enough. I'll tag team then with Manuch. Trayvon Mills, the brother of the LSU guard Johnson, who got pushed to the floor, came out of the stands, jumped over the press table, injured an SEC employee, and ran to his where his girl was sister was on the floor, and the cops intercepted him and hauled his butt off and charged now with assault, battery, and disorderly conduct. He spent the night in the Hooskow. So there you go. He is my G2G protein bar dumbass of the weekend.
Hey, win G2G protein bars for an entire year. Just G2G. That's the number 2 to 59925. You can enter daily to increase your chances of winning. That's G2G to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. G2G protein bars now available in the refrigerated section in Costco. Rudy Carpenter next, right here on Fox Sports.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Cardinals reach contract agreements with guard Tristan Colon, cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting, and defensive lineman Bilal Nichols. Cactus League action for the Diamondbacks, who take on the A's. Ryan Nelson draws the start. The Suns upgraded Devin Booker's injury status to probable for tonight's game against the Cavaliers. He's missed the last 4 with a right ankle sprain. Arizona dropped 2 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll to 7th. Pac-12 tournament play begins Thursday against USC or Washington. ASU plays Utah Wednesday in the opening round. Grand Canyon, the top seed of the WAC tournament, they'll play Friday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. From tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls in the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Let's roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at WrightToyota.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the sports book at CAZ Sports Bar.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up. Good time. Steps up. Looks end zone. Got a man. McGahee. Touchdown.
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, free agency is underway. It officially is on Wednesday, but it started, and the Falcons are signing Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract. Part of that's a $50 million signing bonus. Another monster payday for him. Gets $100 million guaranteed, $90 in 2024 and 25, plus another $10 in 2026 at the age of 35. Rudy, does he deserve that kind of money in your mind?
I think that Kirk Cousins gets a bad rap for some things, but if you go back and just look at the stats and you look at the data over the last 4 to 5 seasons, Kirk Cousins has been performing statistically at a top 5, top 4 level in the NFL, and that's just what the market is right now for an NFL quarterback. Baker Mayfield was on the brink of, career disaster just a couple of years ago, and now all of a sudden he's right back in the mix as a $100 million guy. I think at this point, Kirk Cousins is closing in at something almost like $260 million in guaranteed money or something like that he's made so far in the NFL. I believe Russell Wilson is closing in on $300 million he's made. It's a fairly lucrative business.
Do you think that the torn Achilles that happened at the end of the season kind of got pushed aside because he had not been on an injury report? I saw like 10 years prior to that. The guy's always been healthy.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to play into, his durability factor. I think these teams are going to look at everything, and he's always been, outside of this season, a fairly durable guy. He's a super tough guy, so I think those things do factor in. But I also think, back in your day, Dan, when they had leather helmets in the single bar, if you tore your Achilles or you tore your ACL, that was like a career ender.
Sure.
You were done.
Mm-hmm.
You had a big zipper on your knee, and you were absolutely done. Career-ending injury. Now, because these doctors and surgeons and the medical world is so great, people aren't even concerned. They're not even concerned anymore about, how bad these injuries are over the long term. It's really, really wild to watch.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is we were talking earlier about with Kirk Cousins. I think Arthur Blank, he wants to win now. As the owner of the Falcons, you say, hey, look, bring a guy in. If we got to give him the Godfather offer or whatever it is, overpay, just give him the money. We want to get him in here. We got a good nucleus. We don't want to wait around for somebody else to develop. I kind of got the feeling when an owner, whether he got involved or not, but when you make that kind of offer, an experienced guy, to your point, very durable, has had good numbers, that he can build this bad boy for the next 3 or 4 years and not have to wait for somebody to develop.
The owner definitely got involved. Anytime you're writing checks like that, the owner is 100,000% involved, in that decision-making process. I would also imagine that, while Raheem Morris was interviewing for that job, it was promised to him that they were going to spend some money in free agency and they were going to go find a quarterback. One of the very first comments that Raheem made at his introductory press conference was if the Falcons had better quarterback play over the last couple of years, he for sure wouldn't be sitting in that chair. So, we all know that, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. These guys are going to get paid. The owners are heavily involved in the decision-making process. And, when you got a guy like Arthur Blank, who I believe is 80 years old or close to it, he probably feels like this is, getting into the last run for him. He wants to give his guys, a chance.
Rudy,
on a totally, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, Rudy, this is when you talk about the money that's being tossed around, the Cardinals signed a starting defensive back, a cornerback, signed a starting defensive lineman. Will they look for a quality wide receiver? Before you came on, we talked a little bit about T. Higgins not being happy getting tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals and has asked for a trade. Would they dip their toe into that, or do you see them just kind of standing pat?
Too much capital. It's going to be too much capital to get a guy like Justin Jefferson or to get a guy like T. Higgins, because not only are you going to have to come up with a huge contract extension for the player, but you're also going to have to come off of a lot of picks in the trade market to get a guy like that. But I was going to say before, when right when you were going to ask me the question, is the guy I feel bad for is Justin Jefferson, right? Like, guy's been searching for a big contract. He's had great years, and now all of a sudden there's a chance he could be sitting in NFL Siberia with no quarterback to throw him the football. And so just, it just shows you how quickly things change in the NFL. But I also think, what you see is these owners and these GMs banking on the idea that there's going to be more and more and more money to spend. I mean, everybody saw the salary cap go up an extra 30 million or so than kind of what everybody anticipated. But I can only imagine, what the salary cap is going to be over the next couple of years when these media deals get redone. We all see what's happening with streaming, games being played on Netflix and Hulu and, all of this different stuff. I think they played the Super Bowl this year like that, or I forget, maybe it's one of the championship games. I forget where it was on a streaming service, but when they redo these media deals and that revenue comes in, it's going to contribute to the salary cap going even higher and higher. And you're going to start to see these quarterbacks get paid even more money than what they already are now. You're essentially seeing like $55, $60 million a year in guaranteed money for these quarterbacks. I mean, if you break that down and do the math, I mean, if you're playing, an 18 schedule, I'm not a math magician, but it comes out to like, I don't know, what is it, $3 million a game or something like that?
Sure. So, Rudy, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers situation. Looks like Russell Wilson will be signing on Wednesday. Looks like he and Pickett. Is it Russ Wilson's job to lose? Is it true competition? How are you reading the Pittsburgh Steelers situation at quarterback right now?
This is a perfect situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers because, in my viewpoint, Kenny Pickett, he just isn't the answer. They've given him enough time to see he can be a solid backup this year for them in case something happens with Russ. But at the end of the day, they're paying him a league minimum, amount of money, which is unreal for a starting quarterback. And the Broncos are paying the rest of it. I think last year's version of Russell Wilson wasn't that bad as far as what everybody made it seem. He actually, at times played really, really well last year. The year before, yeah, no doubt he struggled. He played bad. But this is a really, really friendly, team-friendly deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's basically the same situation that Baker Mayfield was in last year. I think you're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers with Arthur Smith as their new coordinator. They're going to use, he was in Tennessee as well, but they're going to use Najee Harris as a version of Derrick Henry. They're going to run the football and they're going to play action pass with guys like George Pickens, et cetera, et cetera. And I think this is, a really, 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 really good opportunity for both sides, both the Steelers and Russell Wilson. I think ultimately when you sign Russell Wilson like this, I think the goal or the plan or the idea is that Russell's probably going to be your starter. But if he goes out there and just plays awful and Kenny Pickett is unreal and in preseason, then, maybe something can change. But look, the coaching staff can manipulate stuff like that too, as far as play time, play calls, all these things. I honestly believe the plan is to have Russell Wilson be your starting quarterback.
Rudy, as always, man, great stuff, man. Appreciate it. Have yourself a great week. Thanks for jumping on.
All right, guys, take care.
Rudy Carpenter bringing it in as he always does. Today's brought to you by All City Towing. If you're looking for a career that pays great with incredible benefits, All City Towing continues to look for some new people to join their team. All types of different jobs are available to you on their website. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, statewide service, and they answer your call 24/7. Allcitytowing.com. We'll continue. We're out here at the CAZ Sportsbook inside Casino, Arizona. A lot of free agency signings to discuss next.
Check your clear. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
This year, more than any year, I would argue, Draymond's even more valuable. Why? Because this Warrior team has 4 very young players. 2 have size. And to beat the Lakers, Denver, or Minnesota in the West, they'll need bigs.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Vokey SM10 wedges. Made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. Unlock your ultimate wedge. Play with the new Vokey SM10 wedges. Visit us in store at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com.
get there.
We all know the best offense is a good defense, so it might be time to schedule that vasectomy. Lots of sports betting goes on in March, but your safest bet is to schedule your vasectomy. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan card at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right, yeah. La 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 la. Pick up 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your pin. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face. And it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and iHeartRadio app.
Well, NFL free agency started today. There's been a flurry of deals that will all become official on Wednesday, which marks the start of the new league year. And we've seen a lot of guys go, and I think we were just talking about Russell Wilson heading to Pittsburgh. I think that was pretty clear. I think the writing was on the wall there. It's a no-brainer for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'd agree.
Right? It didn't cost them anything.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing.
He's getting paid.
$1 million bucks. I mean, what is it? 1.2 is what Pittsburgh has to pay.
And I think that it's one of those. It's a 1 year. All right, let's see what you can do for us, Russ. You know, if you're going to be the guy, we'll create the atmosphere of competition for Pickett. But clearly, I feel he's going to be the guy unless he just falls flat on his face. I think the other thing, too, is I'm sure that Coach Tomlin, Mike Tomlin, will tell, hey, Russ, you know, this is a team gig. You know, you got to be bought in with everything we're doing here. So whatever the interviewing went back and forth for 5 hours at the Steelers complex, they were convinced. He was convinced. You're right. Nothing to lose here. Got an experienced guy coming in and hopefully can get the Steelers back to playoff contention, going deep into the playoffs.
Josh Jacobs in, Aaron Jones out for the Packers. How about that? We just talked about Kirk Cousins. Chose the Falcons over the Vikings. Eagles add pass rusher Bryce Huff from the New York Jets. Johanna Jackson is now with the Rams. We're starting to see a lot of moves today, and nothing real big for the Cardinals, though, yet. I mean, I think the one deal, not the corner, but the defensive lineman.
Nichols.
Nichols was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good signing.
Yeah,
and it filled filled a need.
Yeah, you're right, Rock. A big need for that defensive line. 3 technique guy, down lineman, has had a solid career with the Raiders.
Hasn't missed hardly any games either.
And I think that first 2 signings are basically, besides from the offensive lineman that was signed the other day with the Cardinals, you're looking at the defense, and I think that Monty Ossenfort wants to make that a priority to go get solid players. Now, any kind of impactful players that maybe he, not to say overpays or pays big money, I don't think capital is going to be there to spread that up. But go get some good, solid starters, and not some depth guys.
By the way, Justin Fields, Minnesota Vikings.
Could be. Might be. New England Patriots are looking for a quarterback now that Mac Jones has gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars as Trevor Lawrence is back up.
Gardner Minshew to the Raiders. Do they take a look even at Justin Fields, even though they signed Minshew?
No, I think that.
You think that's it?
I think Minshew and O'Connell. Minshew can come in as a potential starter.
Well, I know
Who
that.
beats out O'Connell if they create competition.
Yes. So
the whole thing about Russ and Pickett and competition, no, it's Russ's to lose. At least I feel when I look at that whole thing.
Let me throw a team at you then quickly that hasn't been in the conversation. Does Seattle with Geno Smith take a flyer on Justin Fields in Chicago?
Well, don't you have Drews as backup from that? I mean, yeah,
you got Drew Lock.
Yeah,
he hasn't done anything.
But it just depends on where they are as far as what they want to give up. So this is a new regime in Seattle.
In Seattle, exactly.
So you know what? It's the thing I look at is, okay, how much do we have? How much we want to put into it? What do we already have that we're more comfortable with? I think Geno Smith's better quarterback as far as quarterbacking on the field than Justin Fields.
Okay. How about Mac Jones? Where do you put him in since he's going to the Jags?
Backup quarterback. He's going to back up Trevor Lawrence. If Lawrence goes down, he's there to
I think
pick
it's a
up
great
pieces.
move for him.
Yeah.
I really do.
Just need to change the
He did,
right?
yeah.
Give him a shot
But the Pats now, they draft somebody, go after Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends, again, on their philosophy. Robert Kraft's, is it his mantra now that he's going, okay, I'm resolved, I've got to rebuild. Or I want to go ahead and rebuild quickly, or do I want to bring a veteran, or go get one of those top quarterbacks, the number 3 pick, and start with that individual.
The Eagles, they lost Jason Kelsey last week to retirement. Today, it was Fletcher Cox. He played all 12 seasons, 6-time Pro Bowler for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, hell of a career there.
He was really a good
70
player.
sacks, 519 tackles, and he still holds the franchise record for most career sacks for the organization.
You got an Eagles team where you got your guys coming and guys retiring. Got defensive guy, offensive stalwart. How do you backfill? You still got your solid quarterback. And then this pieces around to bring in Saquon Barkley in, I think is another good piece to hopefully get them back number 1 in the NFC East. So you're pretty much competing against the Joneses, literally, Cowboys, if you will. And I think that just maintaining a good, successful team with the caps and players retiring and trying to find that balance of remaining competitive, and then look at the open market of who's the guy that can help us for at least 2 or 3 years and not get dinged like a Saquon Barkley.
Last year I think the Cardinals got a pass because you had a new GM, you had a new head coach, you had Murray coming off the injury. I'm sorry, it's the NFL. Not for long, or what is
Yeah,
that's
not
it?
for long.
Not for long.
Michael Bidwell gave him a mulligan, Rock.
All right, then let's hear some splashes.
Well, that's what I alluded last week. Say, okay, if you give him a mulligan, all right, second year, you got to get at least you compete at least for a playoff, right? Well, what are some of the splashes or impactful players you can sign, and then look at in the draft that can help build this team to get 3, 4, 5 more wins? Because I'm like you, Rock. I'm like, what gives this staff any more credit than Steve Wilkes' staff, where they were at when they drafted a quarterback? Was that just didn't get along with the head coach, so you let him go? Or now where, well, we feel we have the people. So what's that people look like? If you win 4 or 5 games next year and you go, well, you got to do better off. You got the picks. We more impactful people. Are we going to be solid fill-in guys?
All right, but if they draft Marvin Harrison Jr., wouldn't that be their splash? Is the way that you guys are referring to that? Or in order to, in your thought process, make a splash, they have to sign a big-name free agent?
I don't think so much a big-name free agent. I think somebody that's going to be impactful. It can be a guy that you pay him, handsomely, but can come in and help this team
So
win.
Nichols is not that guy.
He's solid. He's a solid starter.
Okay.
He will help that defensive line, the very porous defensive line. Marvin Harris at the fourth, he'll be impactful, but I think you need more guys than just one draft pick.
Well, that's why I think they should make a run at Higgins for Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had the franchise tag coming out of Clemson. Pay him. Who's to say that there's not going to be a trade here in the next week or 2 weeks before the draft, and New England goes with Marvin Harrison at number 3.
Yeah.
And he's not there at 4. You put all your eggs in one basket and you say, hey, we're going to take a chance that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be there at 4.
You'd have 2 home run hitters if you can figure it out.
Exactly.
You can work it out. Because you got Harrison Jr. is going to be underneath the rookie contract for a few years.
Right.
So you got to worry about that. T. Higgins, if you can give them what they want, but I imagine they're going to want a king's ransom, Cincinnati, for T. Higgins. And, if you do that, just remember, what's his 6th, 7th year in the league? I forget
No, he just got off his rookie contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, hey, there's another home run hitter. That's a chance you take. But if you got to win now, I don't have any problem taking those kind of chances.
I think, what do we care anymore?
I
It's
know.
not like this team has been to Super Bowls, multiple Super Bowls. I've been to one and they lost.
And look at how some of the teams have turned it around the following year.
They have.
With
Houston.
Houston.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Great example.
Because, all right, Chicago's going to go with Williams, but we don't know if the Commanders are going to go with Drake May. They may go another direction.
They
You
might
just
go
don't
Jason
know.
Daniels.
Yeah, you just don't know. So, hey, I think you get what you can right now and just go from there.
Well, they better get on the Bigfoot because there's some people going down the road that are very impactful.
Hey, it's your chance to win 910 on 910 again. Coming up this Sunday afternoon, you can fill out your Twin Peaks bracket at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. This year, it's brought to you by Twin Peaks and Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks Brewing. And you have chances to win after every single round. So fanpick'em.com. We're going to give you the latest on Devin Booker. Will he go at 4:30 tonight? Plus Craig Fouey from ABC 15. All next as we're coming to you live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino area here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Gottlieb here. March is here. That means Chick Days, planting your garden, and college basketball. Just like in basketball, every team needs its MVP. When it comes to team members who go above and beyond, Tractor Supply has the winning lineup. Our home team at Tractor Supply is excited to support your hometown. We're proud to be part of the excitement of college basketball tournament season, and our home team looks forward to serving your hometown, because every day is game day at Tractor Supply.
Pass to Jalen Rose, dish to Kevin Garnett, or take it to the rim yourself for a dunk. Play BetMGM's Fast Break free-to-play game daily and get a B-ball reward if you score a basket. Simply access the Fast Break game in your BetMGM promotion section. Play the game and see if you win. Your prizes could include bonus bets or boost tokens for NBA and college basketball bets. There are endless ways to enjoy hoops with the king of sportsbooks, and the action on the court just got even more exciting with this daily chance to dish and swish. Go to your BetMGM account today and every day throughout the season for the Fast Break free-to-play game. Take your shot and see if you score. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
With Progressive Insurance, we make it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you will earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk podcasts and music. Free never sounded so good.
Arizona down 2 in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll to 7th. Pac-12 tournament play starts Thursday against either USC or Washington. ASU plays Utah in Wednesday's opening round. Grand Canyon with the top seed in the WAC tournament. They won't play until Friday's semifinal. The Cardinals reached contract agreements with guard Tristan Colon, cornerback Sean. They take on the A's. Ryan Nelson draws the start. And the Suns have upgraded Devin Booker's injury status to probable for tonight's game against the Cavaliers. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for a cloudy start to your Monday with partly sunny skies in the afternoon, a high of 80, and then tonight, temperatures dropping down into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by ADOT's Broadway Curve Improvement Project. The I-10 Broadway Curve Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. Plan for impacts this month on State Route 143, I-10, and US 60. Download the free Curve app for construction updates and detours.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
The Suns open a 4-game East Coast road trip, a tough one, which starts tonight in Cleveland. The unofficial free agency has started. Cardinals have made a couple signings. We'll get to those. D-backs are underway yesterday after getting beat up pretty bad by the Dodgers in Glendale. The latest on ASU, U of A, and Arizona in hoops. We'll talk to you about that as well. But we are out here in the sports book in Casino, Arizona, where you can bet the game, watch the game, and they have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all of the betting windows. You can check it out for yourself. Open daily in the casino, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Casey Walsh will join us at the bottom of the hour. I definitely want to talk to him about the spread, which has changed dramatically from yesterday with the Suns, as they were -1 to now 6.5. And then it went to 4.5. Then at least about an hour ago was 6.5. So we'll find out where it is now. I literally put my bet in yesterday, and then canceled my bet, made $3 on the bet.
Okay.
And then went around and turned it around completely and put even more money on a different bet, but the same game went on a different side. I think the Cavs are going to win big tonight.
Well, is it Mitchell's out? Is he out? I know they're
Still out.
They're a little banged up, but they're tough. They're tough.
6.5 is what the Cavs are getting when they were getting +1.
Well, Suns, this is that 4-game road trip. This is that proverbial litmus test that you look at to say, hey, look, can they sustain? You close it out Sunday with Milwaukee, Cavs tonight. You got at Boston again on Thursday, and then at Charlotte, who's a solid team, and then you got
Charlotte's terrible.
They're all
Wait, NBA, you watch it.
They're all solid.
Terrible.
They're all solid at home. That's why they're all solid at home.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
But the Milwaukee,
It's a complete crap.
yeah,
Exactly.
but I mean, these 4 games, you look at this, okay, can they sustain? Hopefully, Book comes back either tonight or on Thursday against Boston. I've got a funny feeling they might hold him out tonight. Love to see him play.
Listed as probable.
Yeah, but I mean, he was out shooting around before the Boston game on Saturday night. He was moving. He looked like he was moving around pretty good, but he was bound, determined not to go.
Let me drop this on both of you guys. Rock, I'll start with you first. So we watched that game against the Boston Celtics. Granted, no Devin Booker. That's 25 points that he probably would have offered up. But what did you get from Eric Gordon off the bench and other players that caused them, despite the fact what KD did going for 45 and keeping the Suns in the game? What did you take away from that game against the Celtics that you saw in the fourth quarter? Just the fourth quarter. Something stood out to me big time in the fourth quarter.
You're putting me on the spot. There's really nothing that stood out. They were playing a team that was much better than they were.
Correct.
They needed Devin Booker.
Correct.
Let me see. I'm trying to figure out where you were going.
Okay.
Better 3-point shooting.
Distribution.
Okay, thank you. Sorry I didn't get that right.
Well, that's you were close. You were close. They didn't distribute the ball around the perimeter. They didn't distribute the ball down low on the block and then kick out. Because Booker's not there, and people say, well, they really don't need a true point guard. They need somebody who can handle that. Somebody who can handle that aspect of it, especially in the fourth quarter. And with Booker not there, who will have the ball in his hand most of the time in the fourth quarter, that made a big difference. KD played his butt off in that game, scoring 45, and you got nothing to show for it.
Well, but you look at that, though. They only outscored him by 1 point, 30-29 in the fourth quarter.
I know, but the point I'm making is look at the assists. It was 29-21. Only 21 assists. That my point is that when Book is not in the lineup, he's, well, Bradley Beal can. No, he can't. He's only okay for a short amount of time handling the basketball. What happens is you, fortunately for the Suns, that KD was blazing hot and scored from everywhere, but there was no ball movement. There wasn't any efficiency on offense.
What I took away from is if Book would play in that game, that the Suns could have beat this Boston Celtic team.
I knew you were going to say that, Suns boy.
Because, well, no, I just look at it because you look at Durant.
Yep.
He played his butt off to keep him in the game. Everybody else struggled to score, but with Book in there, as far as distribution in the fourth quarter,
that would have changed.
You got 3 big dogs on the floor those last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter that can all score. So that's how I looked at it. I went away, okay, if Book's playing and KD's having himself a hell of a game, aside from the other guys, then that game is a game that could have went either way. Suns got back in the game.
They did.
Thank you, Kevin Durant.
Correct.
And some key rebounding by your boy Nurkic. But I felt that if Book is in the game, that this team has got a very good shot to beat that team. We saw them take the lead early in the first quarter. Second quarter, you saw Boston control. Third quarter, back and forth. But I just felt, hey, look, if Book's in the game, they've got a good shot at beating that Boston Celtics.
All right, I knew you were going to say that, Suns boy, because Book was not in the game, and Boston pretty much controlled that contest and then pulled away in the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, which is what you would expect a better team to do. Rock hit the nail on the head. Boston was better. Okay, so you wasted a 45-point performance by Kevin Durant in that game. If Book's in the lineup, Durant doesn't score 45. He might score 30, and then Book might have 25. And to your point then, Manuch, you may have a chance to win that game. But he is not there, and when he's not there, that's when things break down, not against 500-plus teams, but against the top teams in the NBA.
Right, and that's why I said that I felt that if he was playing, this game would have been a possible win with him in there. Yeah, you're going to need all hands on deck. for if you make it to the NBA Finals against the Celtics, whomever in the East, you got to be healthy. The bench has got to be healthy. All three have got to be there. Now, KD taking the game over, he had to take the game over. He had to, because Book's not in the game.
Nobody else could score.
And well, that's right. They were all struggling hitting any kind of shot. But between Bill and Durant, and then basically Bobo off the bench.
Bobo played great, but in the minutes he got,
I felt coming away from that game going, man, Book's in this game. They could beat this Celtics team. I felt okay that they were there with the group they had, the shorthanded group the Suns had, that Booker. They're right there to the very end. Mm-hmm. Celtics didn't take off till the last minute and a half of the game, Jimmy, where they took off and won that game. So if Book's in the game, get more shots, get more guys going to the hoop. I'm like, okay, all right, you got this one. But when Book's in this game, I felt pretty good about their chances against the Celtics. That's what I took away from it. Going, all right, KD stepped up with Book's in the game and Bill's in the game. All 13 guys are in the game, and you got a chance to beat the Celtics. So what
if Book doesn't play again tonight? And even if he's probable, even if he does play, do you give them what was the line again? 6.5. At
least it was about an hour and a half ago.
I expect the Suns to win this game.
Do you really?
Absolutely.
On the road against the Cavs.
Yes, absolutely.
Just because Donovan Mitchell's not in the lineup.
Well, he has been in the lineup for a few weeks.
Yeah, he's been out, and they've been banged up.
Go ahead, Jax. What is it now?
So to your bet earlier about the Suns 6.5, the last time the Cavs lost by more than 6.5 points at home was December 29th against Milwaukee. Since then, they've only lost 2 games at home, and those were under 6.5. So to your point about covering and winning outright, Cavs are favored. They've won 4 home games in a row.
I just want to know why it went from +1 to +6.5. That is a big jump in less than 24 hours.
Is Donovan Mitchell back?
No, he's off.
He is not.
He's out. He's out for tonight's game. So I just said the Suns have hey, look, if this Suns team is that team that can turn the corner with or without the other one of the three.
So they could be playing the 80 Philadelphia 76ers. He would take the Suns.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he's the biggest homer.
I know that.
It's all right. Nothing wrong with being a homer.
That's okay. That's all right.
But this team, they need a good, what, they got 18 games left now?
Roughly.
Yeah, so no, they got 18 games left. So they got, you look at 15, 16 games. If they can all three get healthy and play at the same time, so if Bush got to sit out, then he's got to come back for this Boston game and for the remaining games.
We talked about this a week ago. The game that he was scheduled to come back would be Boston.
Yeah, on Thursday.
We've always said that. So there's no reason to play him tonight, but you think they're going to win anyway, so they don't need him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they should beat this Cleveland.
No, why should they? Why should they? What has Phoenix proved to anybody that they deserve to just beat people that are better than them?
Because they took the Celtics all the way to the mat.
Oh no, that's one night. That's one game.
That's what I'm saying. They had the game with the Celtics. They could do the same with Cleveland.
They've also lost to Houston twice.
I get it, but Cleveland's not as good as Boston at this
moment. Probably, but they're top 3, top 4 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I understand that. So they're
playing great with less.
I understand, but I think that the Suns should go in there and win this game.
$1,000 bet.
No, I don't got $1,000.
You dude,
I don't have 1,000.
Yeah, is that what you gave Brock for his wedding gift?
I did not give him. He's got
you
everything.
Give him a wedding gift?
Yeah,
how do you not? And I've met your son once in my entire life, and I had to get your son a gift.
I'm going to get
you're not going to give Brock anything?
When he gets back, I'll give him
He's like a stepson to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you didn't get him anything?
Not yet.
After all he did for you, all those interviews he did?
He put you on the map.
He sure did.
Brock Purdy put you on the map.
We got that great dinner waiting to happen.
Make plans now to join Fox Sports 910. That's us and the entire staff as it's Hoops final weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. You can win cash with our free props, our squares, giving away 3 big screen TVs. It's the Hoops Finals weekend, April 6th and 8th at Talking Stick Resort. And now, as we get into some sports bar gossip, we are being told to not drink coffee when we wake up. And this is all for Jimmy. California is, and you're not going to believe what they want to ban now.
Oh, no.
You folks asleep on the left, you're going to love it. Next, Sports Park Gossip, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
Tomorrow on our drive, with a flurry of free agent spending across the NFL, do you agree or disagree with the Cardinals playing the patience game instead of getting it done right now? We'll debate it at 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app. At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Vokey SM10 wedges, made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. Unlock your ultimate wedge. Play with the new Vokey SM10 wedges. Visit us in store at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you can go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bull Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
The board here? Nobody.
Did you hear? Macy's one-day sale starts Tuesday. Refresh your wardrobe for spring with great deals on brands you know, like 40 to 60%.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here.
Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, Style & Co. and more. And add your flair with 30 to 50% off shoes, handbags, and accessories. Plus, get 15 to 65%.
Darren's working his show. He doesn't have time.
Lennox and more. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase, except gift card services and fees.
Right, but between 4 and 5, he's doing his show.
Prices, exclusion supply.
He is on the board for his show.
Best Supporting Actress Oscar, Devine, actor in a supporting role. Robert Downey Jr.
Best animated feature.
The Boy and the Heron. Song.
Billie Eilish and Phineas.
The actor in a leading role. Cillian Murphy.
Actress in leading role. Emma Stone.
Best picture. Oppenheimer.
Yeah. You're hot. Academy Awards last night. I don't know, man.
Wait, you didn't watch it?
I did watch part of it.
Okay.
But,
I thought Ryan Gosling's song, the Barbie song, saying Ken was the best part of the whole thing.
that
was fun.
That
was fun.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I thought the guy that ruined the whole thing was the guy that presented the best picture of
Al
the movie.
Pacino.
I mean,
that was a mess.
Horrible.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely horrible.
He kind of blew that, didn't he? He was going to name the nominees, and then he just went Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like, come on, dude. I mean, he had 5 glasses of wine, or
Maybe
the
more
deal?
than that.
I mean, you ruin it for Oppenheimer. I haven't seen the movie. I heard it's great, but
though we watched Saturday the Indian movie, the Osage, the Wildflower Over the Moon, or
Killers of the Flower Moon, Manuch. You kind of butchered that one. I got you. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, it was an awesome movie. Long, about 3.5 hours.
I saw Dunes 2 or Dune 2.
Oh,
that was
good.
like 4 hours. It felt like.
And you didn't realize that was all going on back in the 20s. Killers of the Flower Moon, all of the Osage Indians and the corruption and the killings that were going on. And the gal that was up for the supporting actress, or at least leading actress, I thought she would get it because she's Indian descent. That's a great movie. Leonardo DiCaprio and also the Robert De Niro, great in the movie.
Oh, just real. I'll just leave it at this. I believe in freedom of speech. I really do, and it doesn't matter who you believe in, what politics or whatever. Jimmy Kimmel's horrible.
You thought he was horrible?
Horrible.
Yeah.
The cheap shot at the end. There's no reason.
I loved it.
I didn't even see it.
Why do you got to give a shot? Why do you got to do a cheap shot to Trump? You didn't have to do that.
Because
they'd give one to Biden then too.
Well, they did plenty of Biden. Trust
No, they
me.
didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
They
didn't do any of it.
Okay.
He had a cheap shot, and it was just stupid. It's just like
I
keep
loved
politics out of it. That's the problem with that industry.
Well,
they're so bad.
Well, he's hammering, Jimmy, and he's hammering
Jimmy, you're talking about Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, and Biden. Trump was hammering Jimmy Kimmel during the event.
Okay, leave it at that. Why? The fact that he's got that much pull that he could get himself mentioned in the Academy Awards without even being there, that's a problem.
Well,
just leave him out of it.
Well, Jimmy just
leave Biden out of it.
Jim wanted to take a shot at him and just say,
Stupid.
"Isn't it jail time for you?" or something like that. So
yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah.
It's just completely stupid. File this one under tell me you're a morning person without telling me you're a morning person. There's a sleep expert who says that drinking coffee the minute that you wake up may not be your best bet. She says when you wake up, your cortisol level is at its peak. That's your primary stress hormone, which enhances your alertness and your focus. It also regulates your metabolic system, your immune system, and all that response. So if you drink coffee at that point, it may do more harm than good. Even and it also says here it's even possible that you could become immune to caffeine. So they're not saying the best time is not when you wake up. It's mid to late morning.
Who is this person and where did they go to college? I want to know
Dr.
because I've
Deborah
never heard anything
Lee.
like that.
It says Northeastern University.
Well, what the hell?
Well, I've learned
it's in Boston.
I learned about 5 years ago that we had a health show with Spencer Tatum, my good buddy Spencer Tatum. You drink a whole bottle of water before you drink any coffee whatsoever. So I drink a whole bottle of water with vitamins and wait about 10, 15 minutes before I get that coffee going. Gets it, like you said, replenishes your organs, your mind, and all that kind
When
of
I
stuff.
wake up, I am still asleep. So I stagger to the coffee pot and pour it. And then about 30 minutes later, I'm starting to feel like me. My eyes are finally open. I mean, I only drink 2 cups. That's all I ever drink. I'm not a coffeeaholic guy, but man, oh man.
You like decaf?
I'll drink either one. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Lawmakers in California,
Uh-huh.
they want to ban decaf coffee because there's a chemical used in the process of decaffeinating the coffee that is what they say a probable carcinogen, but the coffee industry say it's totally washed off the beans, so that is not the case.
Yeah, I'm like, you drink decaf. It's like, what's the use? Why
Yeah,
would you
I
drink
just like
it?
California is just
I like
an
the
interesting
taste.
state that they worry about some of the most meaningless things.
That's it.
When they got to work on getting people to stop crapping on their freaking sidewalks.
They got a lot of issues over there, Rock. We'll
They
all admit
really
that. They
do.
got a lot of issues
It's
over
just
there.
sad. Hey, on this day, not too long ago, we all remember we were on the air. The NBA suspended the 2019-20 season until further notice after Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19.
And then
ironically, he was fined yesterday $100,000 because he flashed the money sign towards the officials in their loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That is correct.
And implying that the officials are being compromised by gambling.
He must have read Donahue's book at length.
He might have. Yeah, he fouled out of that game, and so he gave them the money signs, and they heave-hoved him. Look, when he did the COVID thing, that was awful. He later apologized because I remember he came out to do a press conference, and he says, "Yeah, I'm just going to cough all over everything," and he started coughing
Not
all
smart
over
at all.
everybody.
Yeah,
All
not
right,
smart.
we get it, but no one at that point thought it was going to go down that road.
That is correct. You're right about
You
that.
could have sneezed 10 times.
Yep.
You know how some of us sneezed, you can't stop, and you could have just kept joking about that.
Yep.
But,
No.
yeah,
But
now,
that was
after the
bad.
fact, of course,
Yes.
it was a bad move.
Yes.
But on top
But at
of
the time, we didn't know.
No, we didn't.
and you think about the way they had the bubble set up and organized, and for the Lakers to win that NBA championship in the bubble, I would hope they do like a documentary or something to see how that was all coordinated.
That would be interesting.
And the Suns went 8-0.
They did in the bubble.
In the bubble. They'd make it, though. They missed out. But, I mean, I would love to see how Adam Silver and his people coordinate on all that down there in Florida. I mean, that had to be, talk about a cluster of trying to get teams organized, get them there, keep them isolated or quarantined, and go play those games.
Someone passed away on this day. He was better known as Jonathan Garvey. Who was Jonathan Garvey?
Oh, man.
He played this part on an incredible show that you both loved, but that was just something he did after playing professional sports.
Oh,
and he was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, man.
Jonathan Garvey.
Man, 70s, 80s, what would the show?
It would have been 70s.
All right, so it's
into the 80s.
Okay.
Very popular show.
Okay.
May still be on a TV land or
the
relay
lineman for the Detroit Lions, who Alex Karras.
Yeah.
No, but you're
close, Jimmy.
3 minutes.
Man,
it wasn't Euchre and
Little House on the Prairie.
Michael
Landon.
No. Oh, he wasn't. That's right, Hall of Famer.
No.
Oh, Merlin Olsen.
Merlin Olsen
Yeah,
passed away 14 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL Hall of Famer. So Jonathan Garvey.
I will say that when you had Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen do your NFL game of the week,
that was
you were prime time.
Yeah.
So how many games did they do when you played?
They did twice.
Shut the front door. There's no way you remember.
Yeah, I do.
That you remember the 2 games.
Yeah, the one I remember the one for sure was.
Well, then why are you saying 2 then?
They did a regular season game for us in 1980.
Oh,
and then
there's no way.
Playoff game. It's San Diego Charger playoff game. Merlin Olsen, Dick Enberg did it because I was interviewed before the game.
For
They had
what?
the cameras down there because I was backing up Joe Ferguson. So they interview a lot of the backup.
Joe's busy.
No, Joe was hurt. Joe got, because they thought I might start since Joe had a bad ankle. So Merlin Olsen, the day before the game, they interviewed us. Met Merlin, met Denberg.
You're one of my best buds. You know that. But there's no way in hell.
Swear to God.
That you can remember
I do.
the 2 games
Yeah.
that those 2 guys called in your NFL career.
The playoff game for sure. January of
Jax and
1981.
you guys are going to fact check that because
I
wasn't even on that network.
January 5th, 1981 Chargers, Bills playoff game. Dick Enberg,
CBS?
NBC Sports.
Rock, I hate to do this to you. I have it pulled up. He's 100% right on everything except one part of it. It was January 3rd, not January 5th. Everything else
point.
is because he got the NBC part. He's got everything. So he clearly he's telling the truth.
But he's got the 1 game, not 2. We don't know the second game, right?
Well, he hasn't given me more details to be able to cross-reference. This I was able to look up the playoff bracket from that
There
year.
it is, right there. I mean, and Merlin Olsen, what a great guy he is. One of the nicest individuals. Dick Enberg, really nice guy too. So they're down there on Saturday before the game. I'm saying Friday before the game is a Saturday game. So great to have those guys. And you knew you were on the map. Playoff football.
Can you remember then the fearsome foursome of the Rams that Merlin Olsen was part of? You remember the players?
Yeah, Merlin Olsen.
Yep.
Lundy.
Yeah, Lamar Lundy.
You had Deacon Jones.
Yes.
And then the minister became the minister of defense.
No,
it was the bodyguard.
There's only one minister.
No,
that's Reggie White.
Bodyguard. He was a bodyguard for Robert Kennedy.
That is correct. Rosie Greer.
Yeah, there was the 4 right there.
Yep.
A former Bears defensive tackle Justin Jones has agreed to a deal with the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh,
Now that's a little bit more flashy.
3
years, $30 million, close to 20 guaranteed.
Defense.
Man.
Going down that road.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, Chicago let him go, man. He's a big part of that defense.
Now, is that flash for you, Manuch, or not?
That's
Because he's a defensive lineman.
Yeah, I think you got 2 defensive linemen now. That 34 front that they have that can actually stop the run or make a difference up front.
That's something to get excited about.
Okay.
All right, we're going to catch up with Craig Fouey, ABC 15. He'll join us next. Jimmy B from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Clear.
Oh. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals reached contract agreements with guard Tristan Colon, quarterback Sean Murphy-Bunting, and defensive lineman Bilal Nichols. Receiver Greg Dortch accepted the team's qualifying offer. The Suns upgraded Devin Booker's injury status to probable for tonight against the Cavaliers. He's missed the last 4 with a right ankle sprain. Arizona down 2. The new USA Today men's basketball coaches polled as 7th. Pac-12 tournament play begins Thursday for them against USC or Washington. ASU plays Utah in Wednesday's opening round. Grand Canyon holds the top seed in the WAC tournament. They won't play until Friday's semifinal. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at pinpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade. Family owned and making shade deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
It's finally here, spring training baseball, and that means peanuts, popcorn, and sunflower seeds. And a stop at Venezia's Pizzeria after the game for some of our fan favorites, like pizza, wings, and calzones. Venezia's uses family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezia's.com or on the Venezia's app right from your seat and pick it up on the way home. Always a home run with Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Now open in Rocky Point.
Doug Gottlieb here. Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
Yeah. All right, Craig Phooey now on the ABC, from ABC 15 on the right Toyota guest line. How we doing today, Phooey?
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Here we are, 78 degrees. D-backs and A's tied at 1 in the top of the 5th.
God, what are you going to do once April hits? You know, there's nothing to do.
I don't know. I got to go to ASU spring football, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Really more often.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, it's Factor Phooey. We do it every week, even when he's on the road covering the D-backs. All right, this one is a little bit of a stretch because Manuch just assumes that the Suns are going to make it to the NBA Finals. I'm hoping they just get it past the first round in the playoffs. So here you go. Suns fans realize that they will need the big 3 and a healthy Suns team to beat the likes of a Boston Celtics team if they get to the NBA Finals. Fact or phooey?
Just play along, Coach.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, buddy. Great. So first one. So they're gonna get better after
Okay.
this.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, fact.
Okay.
you need the big three. You need everybody healthy. You got to have them playing on all cylinders, right? They got to hit on all cylinders. When they hit the playoffs, they got to be at full strength. So absolutely. True.
All right, Coach. Good to hear that. KD leading the sentence, scoring 4 of the last 5 games, is proving his leadership of this team by his actions and not his words. Fact or phooey?
I don't know how to answer that because I don't know his words, right? I don't know what kind of a guy he is on the practice court and in meetings. I'm not sure. I see him on the court and I see him leading on the court with what he does. And some guys are leaders vocally. Some guys are leaders in action. Some guys do both, right? And I can't speak to Kevin Durant's talking part of that, right? The leadership verbal skills. But he certainly is on the court. I mean, he's been the most consistent guy they've had in the big three and playing nearly every game. So I would say fact, although I don't know about the verbal side.
Yeah, I think the last in Saturday's game is Everett struggling he knew he had to step up and to have 45 points in order to keep this team in the game. They just didn't have the wherewithal or the support to go ahead and win that game in the end.
No, but he's done that repeatedly this year, right? I mean, he's stepped up and led this team in scoring. And, he's done a great job, I think, all season long. If you look at his body of work, it's been pretty solid.
I agree with that, Coach. The Suns' 4-game road trip will be a true test of whether they are a play-in team or a regular playoff team, which would mean they would be in the top 6. Fact or phooey?
Oh, there's 2 parts to that. One, it's a fact that they've got a grinder. They got 18 games left, and this 4-game road trip, other than Charlotte later in the week, they're all tough, right? They're going Cleveland, Boston, Milwaukee, and then they've got that one in Charlotte in between Boston. And it's just going to be a tough one. And then when you get past San Antonio, the last 10 games are a grinder. I mean, it's just a meat grinder, right?
Yep.
And it's a minefield. I mean, so they got a tough road, and there's only about 4 breathers, maybe 5 in this last 8 teams. So they're not going to have an easy road. And this one definitely is going to set the tone for how they finish out.
All right, ABC 15's Craig Philly with us today. The Cards need to go above and beyond in free agency and grab some impactful players that will help this team win now. Fact or phooey?
Didn't we talk about this last week?
Yep.
I think Monty Ossenfort said he's going to build this team through the draft. They didn't do much of anything last year in free agency. I don't anticipate them doing a lot this year in free agency. I heard they were interested in Wilkins, who ended up with the Raiders. But I'm not sure that that's where they stand on this. I don't think they want to spend all the cash on free agents for a 1 year, one and done, or a 2 year come in and see you later. I just think he's got a plan that kind of takes him down the road more than just this year right away. I think they were competitive last year, so we'll give them that. We'll see how they do in year 2 with Jonathan Gannon. But I'm not sure that Monty Ossenfort sees free agency as the way to build this team over the long haul.
I think so far the priority today was they got Nichols from the Raiders, a defensive, like a 3 technique, and then they signed also another defensive tackle today. It sounds like the defense for now, coaches, the priority, as well as who's the young man?
Justin Jones.
Yeah, Justin Jones,
from the Bears.
And from the Bears, and then also the Sean Murphy Bunting, the kid they signed as far as a corner. Sounds like he wants to be somewhat impactful or fill in with some of this defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, that's you clearly have to build the defense, right? They were not good. And so you've got a good safety tandem between those 2 guys back and back. You need some corners. You need some help up front because you didn't have much pressure from the front interior guys or the edge. So they've got to build the defense. It's got to be a part of his plan. But I think he's going to look for the long haul and not the short term, because when he came in here, he had to really clean up the mess that Steve Keim left. So he's kind of looking at it differently in terms of how do you build for the long term.
Coach, last one, the trade deadline moves or lack thereof by the Yotes to get about, 90 more picks, proves that next year will be yet another carbon copy of the last few years. No advancement to be had. Fact or phooey?
Yeah, fact. Listen, Bill Armstrong's trying to build this team for the long haul, and he said it's going to be a long process. We have to be patient. And we talked about it a week ago. You have to be patient with this team, but it's hard to be patient because we've been through so many of these, right? And now we've got the whole arena deal and what's going on there. And they keep throwing a lure out to us and reeling it in. Oh, we didn't mean March. We meant April. Oh, we didn't mean April. We meant June. And so we keep hearing the same thing: be patient, be patient. But when you're sellers and you pick up more draft picks, and now they've got like 10 draft picks in the top, it's crazy how many picks he's built, and you can use those for merchandise later, right? You can pick somebody up in the off season. You can pull somebody in the off season this summer in free agency. But he's trying to build it with young guys. He's trying to build this franchise the way it should be built through the draft and have them come up through your farm system. But sellers is frustrating, right? For fans, we've just been there before, and it's frustrating to continually have a team that's selling at the trade deadline.
Philly, should it be through the draft? Should you build a team through the draft? I mean, what book have we read that says that works?
Rock, I think it's a combination.
I
right?
do too.
I think only about 30% of draft picks actually pan out, right?
Yeah,
I think that's in the NFL. I'm not even sure about hockey. It's like baseball, right? You draft these guys, you don't see them for 7 years.
Right.
How many guys actually make it to the big league level? And that's the tough part about this. I think it's a mix, and I think now with the finances, you got to figure out what you want to do and where you're going to be. And it's been a really difficult. There's maybe a home run bounced off the wall by the A's. Oh, bummer. Sorry, guys. I'm play-by-play here.
No, we love it. We love it. Works for me. More importantly,
4-1. A's go up 4-1 here. Here we go.
All right. So, what was lunch today? Did you get another brat?
You know what? I didn't have lunch today. I got a croissant this morning and just had a plain croissant. That's been my lunch. This is not an easy job, fellas. It's not easy.
We know. We're sweating over these microphones right now.
I'm shooting from the radio booth today, and I really expected you guys to be in here when I walked in. It's the Roc and Manuch show. Let Jimmy be, right? Where are you?
That'd be great. Very well, we'll let
you on the road, man.
We love to. We're at the casino right now, but we'll talk to you next week as always, and keep up the great work, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, fellas. See ya.
That's Craig Philly joining us on the road, covering the Diamondbacks, as he just mentioned, 4-1
losing to the Oakland A's. The worst team in Major League Baseball. They're losing to the Oakland A's. Oh, I know. It's just spring training. It doesn't count.
Do you Manuch just look in the mirror and just practice what you're going to say on the air and just say something totally stupid?
No, that wasn't
really
stupid.
Don't.
You because you both do it. It's so corny how you guys want to sound funny, but you're not.
No.
How do you know we're not?
Because I'm not laughing.
Well, that's just you. What if somebody in the car's dying laughing?
You're definitely not funny, Jimmy B. We don't have to worry about that.
Shoot it and smile. There's no one smiling.
The insinuation that it's a spring training game, right, Jimmy?
That's my point.
I got you right there. I see that.
He brought up the Yotes. I counted 13 picks. They got a first round coming up. They have 3 2s, 3 3s, and 2 4s. To his point, where they got like 10 picks in the top 5. 5 rounds.
And we'll see 2 of them that will be
if they're around
the team.
If they're around.
Yeah. By the way, a new in-season men's college basketball tournament is coming, and they're going to offer $2 million in NIL deals. It's going to be an 8-team event, expanding to 16 teams in 2025. We'll pay out $1 million to each team and another $1 million to the winner. Coaches, collectives, NIL operators, they're going to distribute the earnings to the current players. It's a first-of-a-kind men's college basketball tournament launching in the fall. It's going to be called the Players Era. And like I said, it'll host 8 teams this fall at the MGM in Las Vegas and then 16 in 2025. And interesting to see how this all works.
Look, if ASU, that should be a priority. You don't have any cash at all. Get into this tournament, try to win it, and get $1 million.
Well, I was going to ask you how they determine who the teams are in the tournament.
Not out yet. We're still working on it.
Yeah, I mean, ASU might be on the bottom of the totem pole, Jimmy.
Well, I know. I'm just
saying. Not until the fall, though. They're doing this in the fall.
Just try to get
into that. It'll be like one of those early season type tournaments. I know this is all shoe on this last story, but ESPN Plus is going to roll out later this week a spring breakout squeeze play. It's a show centered around Major League Baseball spring breakout games that features all the top prospects in both the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League. All the games, and they call it a whip-around show, will be available nationally, and it's going to air at noon on Friday. So
but it's on ESPN.
5 hours of live coverage. How about that? MLB spring breakout games.
Sure, can you break away for our show, at least for the 4 hour? You can tape that bad boy or what?
Yeah, you guys might not hear from me during the show. I'll be here. I'll push the buttons, but my attention might be elsewhere. Spring breakout this week. I'm very excited.
Man.
ESPN Plus.
Why do you keep saying that?
Another way to force you to subscribe to ESPN.
Well, ESPN Plus was the first.
Yes.
If you remember, that was like the first streaming service that you needed to have to watch sports. Because they would get some of those games that you could not normally watch.
Right.
So you'd have to get I remember during COVID having to get ESPN Plus to have my buddies over to watch the game in the man cave because you had to have ESPN Plus. You had to make it work with your computer and all this other crap. But anyway, and then lastly, the G League Ontario Clippers are going to relocate to Oceanside, California. That's San Diego. So San Diego, of course, was the home of the NBA Clippers in the 70s and 80s. When Donald Sterling moved the team to L.A. So here they are 40 years later. They're going to play there at the Front Wave Arena this summer, 7,500 seats. So pretty cool to see it get there.
I can't remember what arena was there when San Diego Clippers were there.
They played in that convention center downtown.
Is that what it was? The convention center?
Yeah.
Up next, what do we got? Another signing here. Former Patriots linebacker Mac Wilson has agreed to terms with the Cardinals. 3 years, close to $13 million, kick it up to about $15 million. Played all 17 games last year. He's a former fifth round pick out of Alabama. Played for the Browns prior to that. Good job, Jax. Appreciate that. Is that you typing that? All right, good stuff.
That's him.
Coming up, Casey from the Sports Book. Find out why the line with the Suns, where yesterday about 8, 9 o'clock, it was minus 1. Now it's minus 6.5. What does he know that we don't? It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Check this. Clear. This is the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
Carl Mecklenburg, a very respected former Bronco legend, said Russell Wilson isn't a leader. The foolishness that went on in his first year at Denver, a private coach, own office at the facility, family at training camp, other players didn't have those privileges, proof his self-centeredness.
This is the Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together Patrick roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bill Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Husker Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers. Or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Try these. Mucinex InstaSooth drops are uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Well then, game on.
Mucinex InstaSooth sore throat medicated drops. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more. Here we go. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh from Boston. Exclusive on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot. So the big question is, with only 18 games left in the regular season, will Devin Booker be returning tonight for a crucial game against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Yesterday, the spread was -1. Suns -1. It is now -6.5. Casey Walsh joins us now. And just before he came on, I said, hey, what's the deal here? We know about Donovan Mitchell. We know about all these other guys for Cleveland that are out. But you're saying now you are hearing that he is a go. He's been probable all day. We can't confirm that he is playing yet anywhere on this World Wide Web I'm on. But where do you get your sources?
So our source is on a thing called Don's Best.
Okay.
So that's a thing that's pretty much takes care of like the whole world. You can see all the lines, what they open at, what every sportsbook has them at. It gives you injuries, referees that are refereeing the game, stuff like that. So when you said that to me, I went to go check Don's Best, and it shows that Booker is probable, which everybody shows that. But if Don's Best shows it's probable, they're more often than not playing.
Right.
If it shows questionable, they could rule him out, but probable. Definitely expect Booker to play tonight.
So a line to go from -1 to -6.5, that's a big jump, isn't it? Or is that pretty customary to a player like Devin Booker?
No, to be honest, Booker's probably really only worth, as crazy as it sounds, maybe a 1.5
really
max. So I think with a couple of the other injuries people ruled out today, that affects it a little bit. Only person for the Suns that seems to be out tonight is going to be Eric Gordon.
When you take a look at what took place against the Boston Celtics, do line makers take any, I guess, look at the film, or if they watch that game, does that have any influence on a line like today or not?
Yeah, it definitely can. I mean, most of the time with, the teams coming off, say a day of rest or whatnot, that can impact it. Cleveland obviously played yesterday against Brooklyn.
They did.
So that, the back-to-back there definitely takes account into stuff like that.
Come on, Manuch, it's your turn.
I thought Jimmy had one. I was going to get back to with this game in general with 3 starters out, and you talked about the probables or they're pretty much going to play. We saw this with Bill about 2 weeks ago. We thought he was going to play that one. He was probable, ready to go, and they held him for 3 games. So is that still crapshoot, so to speak, when you see that, hey, the line moved up? Because all indications are that Book is going to go versus warming up or game time decision.
Yeah, so a lot of people definitely take effect. That takes effect with a lot of things, especially with their sharper bettors. What they do is they get more information a little bit quicker than others. So like, for instance, last night, a prime example would have been that Lakers game. Lakers game was -2. As soon as LeBron was ruled eligible, that line moved up to 4.5.
Yeah.
So LeBron spiked that 2.5 points, and you had Gobert ruled out at the last minute. So that affected that as well.
So it's Champions Week, okay, regular season wrapped up over the weekend. So some conferences are starting their conference tournaments, like the Mid-American Conference, Pac-12. They're all getting going on their way. Do you see a lot of the action, like MAC action? Will you see some action with that?
Yeah, we'll see a little bit, not too much. I mean, we saw, this weekend, a lot of the smaller conferences, people betting the championship games. Yesterday, everybody was on like 88% of the people were on Indiana State. They lost outright to Drake. But Saturday was a big college basketball slate still. So you still had a lot of people betting the bigger conferences, but we'll definitely see a lot of action coming in tonight on the WAC.
Suns are reporting. Excuse me. Suns are reporting now online that that Devin Booker will go.
So you watch. I had a chance to watch the
Good job, Casey, breaking it before
baby.
everybody else.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Your sources connecting you,
Donnie.
I watched North Carolina Duke game. North Carolina going into Duke. How did that end up prior to that game, and how much action was going on during that game? I mean, Carolina had it. Carolina, but Duke made a run at the very end. How did that one play out for those two teams?
So for us in the sports book, that game closed at 5.5 on Duke. We took a lot of money on Duke in that game, a lot of money on the over. When the game was 30 to, I think it was 13. It could have been 30 to 15. Carolina was winning. We had a lot of people live betting Duke getting plus like 12.
Because they jumped on them right from the get-go, that being North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, they got back into it, that being Duke. That was a great game to watch. Maybe a precursor to the ACC championship.
Yeah, hopefully. It's always good to have the blue bloods competing against each other.
I want to know how many people bet there would have been a fight in the women's SEC championship game. Did you have a line on that or not?
No, we didn't post one for that.
It's interesting you bring that. There's been a lot more scuffles.
Yeah.
NBA, college basketball. I mean, women, you're like, okay, yeah, even the women get involved. I'm just wondering if that trend continues to see more and more of that. To Jimmy's point, if there's any props that are out there like that, if that ever comes down the pike.
Probably not. I mean, college basketball, football, stuff like that is real restricted when it comes to gambling, like player props.
Okay.
They don't offer them in the state of Arizona because it's kind of a little easier to, get in somebody's back pocket or something like that for smaller amounts of money. So college props, I don't really ever see it coming, but would be interesting for sure.
Hey, last one. Are you pretty disappointed that Matt Jones is going to Jacksonville?
For a 6th-round pick, it's pretty tough. But no,
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
I mean, you're going to be waiting another 15, 20 years for another Tom Brady to come through?
I don't know if we'll ever see another one.
No. Who are they going to get?
You get the third pick. Yeah. You want to quarterback on this?
You got a favorite here?
I think you should go Marvin Harrison.
Me, I don't really care for any of the quarterbacks, but I mean, yeah, all the talk is either Jaden Daniels or Drake May, who's ever available.
Do they chase Justin Fields in Chicago or not, in your estimation?
They want a lot, Jimmy.
I know, but they're not going to get it.
I think they're going to get rid of him, but I think the Patriots trade actually hurted him. I think it's going to lower what they can get for Fields.
I agree 100%.
So that'll be interesting.
Casey, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Casey Walsh joining us as he does
with his sources
every Monday here at Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sports Book. Real quick, as we get into the hour and into hour number 3, Muhammad Ali will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame next week. He made multiple appearances at a bunch of pro wrestling events throughout his storied career. Most notably, he was a special guest referee for a tag team match that saw Hulk Hogan and Mr. T on Roddy Piper, and Paul Orndorff in the first WrestleMania back in 1985.
Did Mr. T have his gold chains on? Like
10 seconds.
Let's hope not, Manuch. See, Manuch, same thing. You both.
Here.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend at the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests during all 3 games. Plus a big screen smart TV will be given away during each game. 3 big ones. That's cash and prizes just for watching the games in the new showroom and sportsbook in Talking Stick Resort. And best of all, it's free. It's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now.
Need a tease for Frank? Hold on. Go ahead. Thank you.
Plan, so you can give your janky phone to your kid.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all in the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Suns upgraded Devin Booker's injury status to probable for tonight's game with the Cavaliers. He's missed the last 4 with a right ankle sprain. Arizona down 2 in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll. They're now 7th. Pac-12 tournament play for them begins Thursday against either USC or Washington. ASU will play Utah in Wednesday's opening round. Grand Canyon holds the top seed in the WAC tournament. They will play on Friday in the semis. The Cardinals reach conference with Tristan Colon and Sean Murphy. Team's qualifying offer. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for mostly clear skies tonight with temperatures in the low 50s, and then Tuesday, sunny with a high of 78. For the Fox and Weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Devin Booker is a go tonight, according to reports and Suns.com on Instagram, as they open a 4-game East Coast road trip in Cleveland at 4:30. First tip, 4:30 tonight. It's, of course, 3 hours now to the East Coast. But welcome in. Hour number 3 is our headlines this hour, brought to you by the CAZ Sportsbook. Bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook here at Casino, Arizona. And as always, 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, and 8 screens displaying all of the betting lines. So check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Cardinals free agency is underway, and earlier today they agreed to terms with cornerback Sean Murphy Bunting, who played last year with the Tennessee Titans. He's been in the league for 5 years. He was a former second-round pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They also made a splash later in the afternoon as they signed former Chicago Bears defensive tackle Justin Jones. He agreed to a 3-year, $30 million plus deal. Close to 20 of that is guaranteed, or $20 million guaranteed. And then defensive tackle, is it Bilala?
Yeah.
Nichols, who hasn't missed any games, I believe, in a couple years.
Two.
Just two. Yep. They signed him as well. So good deal there. So they're making some moves, which is nice to see.
Are they wow moves for you, Manuch? Are they wow? That's
I
great.
I think that Rock, you mentioned earlier, they're needed moves. You know, they have to be impactful.
A lot of holes.
Yeah, that's needed for this defensive line. I mean, this 34 front. You got some big dudes. You look at the size of these guys. You got Jones, 6'3", 305. Then you also look at Nichols, who's also a 3 technique guy. So you need some stalwarts up there, and these guys are all good, solid, effective defensive tackles.
Also, free agent linebacker Mac Wilson Sr., formerly of the Patriots, a deal worth $12.8 million, which could total up to $15 million in incentives. He was a former 5th-round pick out of Alabama, as he piled up 37 tackles, 3.5 sacks, a couple forced fumbles in the last season. So he played for the Patriots. So they got him on board. So they're making some moves here, which is good.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 guys so far, it looks like.
And with some of those Patriot or, to this point, Titans players that Monty Austinford, I think, is familiar with.
That's
right. From that, Sean Murphy-Bunting, former Titan, you wonder how much money was involved there. And this last pick, the Wilson kid, got drafted. It was probably under the Monty Austinford as the assistant general manager there for the New England Patriots. So I think you'll see a lot of guys that these GMs are familiar with, that they know they come in and do the job and fill some holes.
Greg Dortch came out on Twitter today and said that he has signed back with the Cardinals. He was extended last year to a qualifying offer. So he will be back, which I like Dortch.
I do too, yeah.
They got to figure out the right way to use him, but I think you got to.
Why don't they just put him in the slot?
Well, they do. They put him in the slot.
I know,
inside and outside.
but leave him there. Yeah.
Well, just
from one side to the next.
Well, it just depends on Pettis' formations and what you have as far as mismatches, Jimmy. They'll move inside, outside. But I really felt that Dortch was one of the more consistent receivers from catching the ball, making plays. I call it the yards after catch, yards after contact. And I thought this kid is a got for sure hands, hardly ever dropped the ball.
Right.
More so than Rondale Moore. I mean, I thought, hey, talk about impactful players. I thought that Dortch is more impactful than Rondale Moore, even though they got the ball to Moore more often. But the other thing is you need that solid Amendola or Edelman kind of guy, and I think Dortch is that kind of guy for the Cardinals.
Anything else?
I'm just not. I'm not sold that he's that good of a player, meaning Dortch. But I agree that
consistent, Jimmy.
Yeah,
catches the ball.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for in that spot. Okay, I'm good then.
All right, I'm glad you're good.
Thank you.
Let's get to some college basketball. As not a good weekend for Arizona State, as they are now getting ready to play Utah in the Pac-12 tournament, as they are the 11th seed, as they lost to UCLA on Saturday night. They will face the 6th seed Utah. That game will be on Wednesday in Vegas. 8-12 in the Pac-12.
If they get beat in the first round by Utah, they have to make a coaching change.
Why?
Why is that, Jimmy? Why do you think that's got to be happening?
You think that he's not playing out there?
Well, I know he's not playing out there, but obviously
he's been banged up bad.
You think he's fighting for his job just because of this tournament? Don't you think?
Oh, no. He's fighting for his job the entire season.
No, I get that. But, I mean, if you're saying he's one and done,
yeah.
Is he out? Well, nobody can fire him to get an official AD, unless the interim AD.
Well, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Unless
they're
the
not
interim
gonna
AD.
do that.
But I don't think that's. I just think with the Big 12 situation coming up next year, making that move, that they want familiarity. I don't know how he's doing recruits wise or what's out there. We'll catch up with Hope Rubino on Wednesday and see from that standpoint, since the game's going to be on Wednesday, how are they doing recruiting wise in basketball? Has he got any momentum and traction? Because whoever the new AD is coming in or interim AD now, they've got to look at that and say, look, is he got some good recruits coming in? Who's he keeping? We're making a move to one of the best, if not the best conference in basketball.
The best.
In all of the land. Do we chance it and go in there and get hammered, or do we keep whatever momentum or whatever traction that Bobby Hurley has with his recruits in moving forward? That's the dilemma, I think, the new AD or the current.
Not a dilemma for me.
Well, maybe not for you, Jim.
No,
but they're thinking of the logistics as far as what they can and can't do.
I get that, Manuch, but you know as well as I do, you bring in a new AD, they want to go with people that they know. And if the basketball program is struggling the way that it has under Bobby Hurley. Has he made it to the NCAA tournament? Yeah, he's made it there a couple of times, but they get bounced right away. And this year, they went through that stretch where they won 4 or 5 in a row, and then they went right in the dumpster. And they've been in that dumpster fire for the close of the season. And I'm convinced that if they smell up the joint in the first round of the tournament, the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas, that could be the final nail in the coffin.
I agree with you to a point. I mean, I think personally, if I was in Michael Crow's shoes, I would say, okay, keep another year. You have nothing to lose going into the Big 12. However, a new AD who's sitting there waiting for the opportunity to come to Arizona State can bring in his own head basketball coach, knowing that you didn't have a say in the football coach, but now at least you'll have a say in the baskoball coach. That may be a good call, right? I mean, that would be advantageous.
With that. Yes.
That'd be advantageous for me
as
a guy that's trying to be the AD at Arizona State.
And I think from that standpoint, okay, who's the guy, the new guy you bring in that can enhance the program and bring that individual in and build or try to rebuild what Bobby's done. So I think that whoever the AD is, they got to look at the whole picture where Bobby's program is. And what they've got coming in. Because if you fire Bobby Hurley and all of a sudden you got 3 or 4, like I said, I don't know what the recruiting status is right now.
Right.
I've heard he's got a couple guys that are really big-time players. But if all of a sudden they see Bobby's leaving and they leave, and then this new guy's got to start from scratch going into the Big 12.
I don't think
that's going to be a dilemma too.
I did disagree. With the transfer portal, there is not such a thing anymore.
Okay, but you have the money. Okay, does that head coach, whoever you bring in, realize, okay, ASU,
go to the Big 12.
You're going to Big 12. And
that's huge.
Okay, and if those top recruits go away because you fired Bobby Hurley, am I going to have the money to go pay those kids in the portal?
Well,
so, guys, this isn't as easy as it sounds.
That's your dilemma as the new athletic director. That's why earlier in the show, when we had that conversation about how come we haven't heard anything, not a peep at all about an AD.
So
they should have moved by now to find somebody so they could take care of business. They have waited way too long.
They need to get a jump start on raising money.
Exactly.
That's the whole key. Because if you don't have the money, you've got nothing.
You got nothing.
Especially with this program.
For Arizona, they finished first. They'll have a first-round bye in the conference tournament this week. They were 24-7, 15-5 in the conference. They'll face the winner of the USC-Washington game in the second round. They split their trip in L.A. If they would have cleaned up and won both, they would have been posted a little higher on the AP. They probably would have stayed at 4 or 5, and now they are dropped to 6 in the final top 25 ranking. So that is going to hurt them in regards to the NCAA seeding.
They will not be a number 1 seed.
Yeah, so they're likely the number 1 seed will probably go to Tennessee, North Carolina, Houston, and UConn. Cougars 52 to 62 first place.
Yeah, they kind of reiterated their number 1 seed by blowing the doors off of KU.
I showed up there today. Manuch's first words out of his mouth. I've never seen KU just get hammered like that.
And quickly, GCU, they got their first ever WAC regular season title. So congrats to that program. As they will have a double bye in the WAC tournament, which will begin this week, as they will play in the semis on Friday. So we'll have some time to relax.
Tarleton State is dangerous.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they really are. I mean, that's something you've heard a lot about.
Yeah, I'm just not throwing it out there as a name. They already have a victory over GCU. Tarleton State does. They are a dangerous team. They finally got healthy, and now it is starting to show with the play that they have finished up down the stretch.
Kirk Cousins signs a big one with Atlanta. Russell Wilson's heading to Pittsburgh. We're going to catch up with Rudy Carpenter to discuss that next. Frank Sanders, former Cardinals. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here here on Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, with a flurry of free agent spending across the NFL, do you agree or disagree with the Cardinals playing the patience game instead of getting it done right now? We'll debate it at 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Traffic slowing up on the Red Mountain, 202 westbound from around 32nd Street over to I-10. Once again, a natural gas leak in Mesa. Repair work crews on the scene. Chrisman, just north of Baseline. Building fire, Scottsdale Road, just south of Doubletree Ranch.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Fort Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
It's finally here, spring training baseball, and that means peanuts, popcorn, and sunflower seeds. And a stop at Venezia's Pizzeria after the game for some of our fan favorites, like pizza, wings, and calzones. Venezia's uses family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezia's.com or on the Venezia's app right from your seat and pick it up on the way home. Always a home run with Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
The latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll shows Houston, UConn, and Purdue holding their respective positions as the top 3 in the land. North Carolina and Tennessee round out the top 5. Arizona down 2 to 7th. Pac-12 tournament play begins Thursday against either USC or Washington. The Cardinals have reached contract agreements with guard Tristan Colon, cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting, and defensive lineman Bilal Nichols. I'm Frank Aaron.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Supply.
Doug Gottlieb here. In basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up. Good time. Steps off. Looks end zone. Got a man. Look ahead. Touchdown.
Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, free agency is underway. It officially is on Wednesday, but it started, and the Falcons are signing Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract. Part of that's a $50 million signing bonus. Another monster payday for him. Gets $100 million guaranteed, $90 in 2024 and 25, plus another $10 in 2026 at the age of 35. Rudy, does he deserve that kind of money in your mind?
I think that Kirk Cousins gets a bad rap for some things, but if you go back and just look at the stats, and you look at the data over the last 4 to 5 seasons, Kirk Cousins has been performing statistically at a top 5, top 4 level in the NFL. And that's just what the market is, right now for an NFL quarterback. Baker Mayfield was on the brink of, career disaster just a couple years ago. And now all of a sudden he's right back in the mix as a $100 million guy. I think at this point, Kirk Cousins is closing in at something almost like $260 million in guaranteed money or something like that he's made so far in the NFL. I believe Russell Wilson is closing in on $300 million he's made. It's a fairly lucrative business.
Do you think that the torn Achilles that happened at the end of the season kind of got pushed aside because he had not been on an injury report? I saw like 10 years prior to that. The guy's always been healthy.
Oh, I mean, I think that's going to play into, his durability factor. I think these teams are going to look at everything, and he's always been, outside of this season, a fairly durable guy. He's a super tough guy, so I think those things do factor in. But I also think, back in your day, Dan, when they had leather helmets in the single bar, if you tore your Achilles or you tore your ACL, that was like a career ender. You were done. You had a big zipper on your knee, and you were absolutely done. Career-ending injury. Now, because these doctors and surgeons and the medical world is so great, people aren't even concerned. They're not even concerned anymore about how bad these injuries are over the long term. It's really, really wild to watch.
Yeah, I think another thing too is we were talking earlier about with Kirk Cousins. I think Arthur Blank, he wants to win now. As the owner of the Falcons, you say, hey, look, you bring a guy, if we got to give him the Godfather off or whatever it is, overpay, just give him the money. We want to get him in here. We got a good nucleus. We don't want to wait around for somebody else to develop. I kind of got the feeling when an owner, whether he got involved or not, but when you make that kind of offer, an experienced guy, to your point, very durable, and has had good numbers, that he can build this bad boy for the next 3 or 4 years and not have to wait for somebody to develop.
The owner definitely got involved. Anytime you're writing checks like that, the owner is 100,000% involved, in that decision-making process. I would also imagine that, while Raheem Morris was interviewing for that job, it was promised to him that they were going to spend some money in free agency and they were going to go find a quarterback. One of the very first comments that Raheem made at his introductory press conference was if the Falcons had better quarterback play over the last couple of years, he for sure wouldn't be sitting in that chair. So, we all know that, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. These guys are going to get paid. The owners are heavily involved in the decision-making process. And, when you got a guy like Arthur Blank, who I believe is 80 years old or close to it, he probably feels like this is, getting into the last run for him. He wants to give his guys, a chance on a totally, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, Rudy, this is when you talk about the money that's being tossed around, the Cardinals signed a starting defensive back, a cornerback, signed a starting defensive lineman. Will they look for a quality wide receiver? Before you came on, we talked a little bit about T. Higgins not being happy getting tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals and has asked for a trade. Would they dip their toe into that, or do you see them just kind of standing pat?
Too much capital. It's going to be too much capital to get a guy like Justin Jefferson or to get a guy like T. Higgins, because not only are you going to have to come up with a huge contract extension for the player, but you're also going to have to come off of a lot of picks in the trade market to get a guy like that. That's what I was going to say before when right when you were going to ask me the question is the guy I feel bad for is Justin Jefferson, right? Like, guy's been searching for a big contract. He's had great years, and now all of a sudden there's a chance he could be sitting in NFL Siberia with no quarterback to throw him the football. And so just, it just shows you how quickly things change in the NFL. But I also think, what you see is these owners and these GMs banking on the idea that, there's going to be more and more and more money to spend. I mean, everybody saw the salary cap go up an extra $30 million or so than kind of what everybody anticipated. But I can only imagine what the salary cap is going to be over the next couple of years when these media deals get redone. We all see what's happening with streaming, you know, games being played on Netflix and Hulu and, you know, all of this different stuff. I think they played the Super Bowl this year like that, or I forget, maybe one of the championship games. I forget where it was on a streaming service. But, you know, when they redo these media deals and that revenue comes in, it's going to contribute to the salary cap going even higher and higher. And you're going to start to see these quarterbacks get paid even more money than what they already are now. You're essentially seeing like $55, $60 million a year in guaranteed money for these quarterbacks. I mean, if you break that down and do the math, I mean, if you're playing, you know, an 18 schedule, I'm not a math magician, but it comes out to like, I don't know, like, what is it, $3 million a game or something like that?
Sure. So, Rudy, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers situation. Looks like Russell Wilson will be signing on Wednesday. Looks like he and Pickett. Is it Russ Wilson's job to lose? Is it true competition? How are you reading the Pittsburgh Steelers situation at quarterback right now?
This is a perfect situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers because, in my viewpoint, Kenny Pickett, he just isn't the answer. They've given him enough time to see he can be a solid backup this year for them in case something happens with Russ. But at the end of the day, they're paying him a league minimum, you know, amount of money, which is unreal for a starting quarterback. And the Broncos are paying the rest of it. I think last year's version of Russell Wilson wasn't that bad as far as what everybody made it seem. He actually, you know, at times played really, really well last year. The year before, yeah, no doubt, he struggled. He played bad. But this is a really, really Pittsburgh Steelers. It's basically the same situation that Baker Mayfield was in last year. I think you're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers with Arthur Smith as their new coordinator. They're going to he was in Tennessee as well, but they're going to use Najee Harris as a, you know, version of Derrick Henry. They're going to run the football and they're going to play action pass with guys like George Pickens, et cetera, et cetera. And I think this is, you know, a really, 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 really good opportunity for both sides, both the Steelers and Russell Wilson. I think ultimately when you sign Russell Wilson like this, I think the goal or the plan or the idea is that Russell's probably going to be your starter. But if he goes out there and just plays awful and Kenny Pickett is unreal and in preseason, then, you know, maybe something can change. But look, the coaching staff can manipulate stuff like that too, as far as play time, play calls, all these things. I honestly believe the plan is to have Russell Wilson be your starting quarterback.
Rudy, as always, man, great stuff, man. Appreciate it. Have yourself a great week. Thanks for jumping on.
All right, guys, take care.
Rudy Carpenter bringing it as he always does. Today's brought to you by All City Towing. If you're looking for a career that pays great with incredible benefits, All City Towing continues to look for some new people to join their team. All types of different jobs are available to you on their website. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, statewide service for your call 24/7. allcitytowing.com. Coming up next, Frank Sanders will join us as we're coming to you live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Sun guard Devin Booker is available for tonight's contest against the Cavaliers. He's missed the last 4 with a right ankle sprain. The Cardinals reached contract agreements with guard Tristan Colon, quarterback Sean Murphy-Bunting, and defensive lineman Bilal Nichols. Receiver Greg Dortch accepted the team's qualifying offer. Arizona dropped 2 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll, their 7th. Pac-12 tournament play opens Thursday for them against USC or Washington. ASU plays Utah in Wednesday's opening round. Grand Canyon holds the top seed in the WAC tournament. They won't play until the semifinals on Friday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker. Look for mostly clear skies tonight with temperatures in the low 50s, and then Tuesday, sunny with a high of 78. For the Fox and Weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Take 5, they're faster than you think. That means they'll change your oil and have you back on the road faster than it takes your fancy designer half-calf heavy cream no-whip mocha latte to get cold. Just sit back and relax while their fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check it out today.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Pure Leave Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Pure Leave Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions.
Style Pizza Parlor, upper crust pizza and patio wine bar, is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
It doesn't get much better than having a job you love, working with people you love. Children. Get certified to become a child care provider and care for up to 4 children in your home at childcare.acccrr.com. Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Economic Security.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
Give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $9. So you can give your sticky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer my
Frank's there.
sore throat?
Try these. Mucinex InstaSoothe drops are uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Well then, game on.
Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
Doug Gottlieb here. Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 910.
So the start of the NFL free agency negotiating period started today, and the Cardinals have been quite, I think, busy. I would think you could say they're busy.
Sure.
But it seems as though everyone, for the most part, that they have signed, not re-signed, have been on the defensive side of the ball. And joining us now is former wide receiver for the Cardinals, Frank Sanders, joins us. Frank, any concern that all the moves so far have been on the defensive side of the ball? Do you think they need to start getting busy on the offensive side of the ball?
Look, you'd always think that whatever the Cardinals are doing, they need to be doing it in a hurry and a rush, and not waiting to how it's been in the past, the last seconds to go out and get some guys. I'm not really surprised by it though, because I think that the conversation is that the upside in the draft this year is on the offensive side of the ball, and I think they're really waiting on that to really kind of come to fruition for them.
I think also you look at the pattern of Monty Ossenfort in the past, and Jonathan Gannon, former defensive coordinator, to build the defense, the secondary. You got 2 defensive tackles that they've signed this afternoon. Some of the offensive linemen the Cardinals have signed have been re-signed Cardinal people. But it seems as though that's kind of the pattern when you look at the teams they came from, the Patriots and the Eagles, that's what they built first before they added any kind of the offensive sides.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, last Monty's first year, we saw him bring in about 30 different free agents from around the league, and guys that they can plug and play, that JG and the rest of the guys from the coaching staff believe that those guys would be, good guys you can just bring in, learn the system, and kind of pick it up as you go, get better during the season. And I think we saw that happen. Unfortunately, we were missing our number one piece in Kyler Murray. And I think that, if we find ourselves, finding a backup quarterback that we could trust, that would be one of my number one topics right there. Somebody I know that can take over the offense if something happens to Kyler.
Well, I think that's that's the luxury we have when you see Mac Jones moving on to Jacksonville and some of the other quarterbacks that are going to be available. But from the offensive perspective, Frank, when you see the running game situation with James Conner seems to be in good hands. Hopefully he stays healthy, to your point. Kyler Murray for now hopefully continues to make the improvements. But the home run hitters, we just have not seen that. We've had Hollywood Brown, but we haven't seen the home runs out of him. So is that going to be vitally important for this team to move on for another 4 or 5 games? Or will you just get that in the draft, hopefully, with Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Honestly, I think it has to be a balance in that between what you have and the guys you have expectations for. But we do have to realize that Kyler's been in the system for about 7, 8 weeks. And we saw what it turned out to be. Manuch was, we got happy with our tight end game, and our running game became the biggest two pieces. And it wasn't our down the field game that, we were expecting. I don't necessarily know exactly how, coach is going to call the plays moving forward. I would definitely love to see more of a downfield game added to the running game. That is something to be seen. There is talent in the draft, and there are players in the free agency market, wide receiver wise, that can that can help, bring at least that type of threat to your offense. Hopefully we're able to kind of do a good balance and a scouting technique on the guys that we want to bring in from free agency, but especially from the draft from there. And there's a host of receivers that are sub 4'5" guys, 6'3", 6 foot and above receivers that can go out and make some plays.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Frank, do you sit back and think sometimes, God, I was born way too soon? What would a prime Frank Sanders get on the open market today?
Dozen golf balls. Dozen golf balls.
Manuch, Rock, you already know I was over here, man. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola in this old Mexican bottle, thinking to myself, man, if I had just been born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So with that being said, when you look at the number for Kirk Cousins for Atlanta, $180 million,
Yep.
$100 million guaranteed, Frank, $50 million signing bonus. So you look at some numbers for the quarterbacks, and we'll see some of these for wide receivers. Market or no market, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I would think, and especially in Atlanta. Seems like Arthur Blank, the owner, wants to win now and not have a quarterback being developed while he's hopefully got a few more years left.
You know what? I think that's the part where, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And that Kirk Cousins is a 100%, picture of that regard. I mean, you're talking about a quarterback that has not been a playoff quarterback. He has not won a division championship. He has not won a Super Bowl, but he has been consistent in the season. And you look at it, he's coming off one of the toughest injuries to come back in. And that is an Achilles tear. And you watch, and you're looking at the market now saying you're taking the name over the actual potential performance of what we think can happen. and or what we think is going to happen of a quarterback coming back with a bad injury as such as if you look at the Jets and you have that same big concern with Aaron Rodgers. So look, the market is hot for a lot of the quarterbacks that have names that still can get out and do it. Kudos to those guys and the NFL. The NFL having the money out there to pay the level that they're paying for these free agencies. But there are some guys that are getting paid that deserve it. There's other guys that are getting paid off past performance. And kudos to Baker Mayfield. Kudos to Kirk Cousins.
How come all of a sudden in the last couple of seasons, running backs have taken a hit? Like nobody wants to pay them anymore. Is it just because it's a position where you can get hurt more easily? What happened to the star running backs aside from Christian McCaffrey?
When you start paying your quarterback $50 million and you got quarterbacks that can run 4.5s, 4.4s, and the RPO offense, Jimmy, it just changed the narrative of what you need a running back to be doing. Typically, in our day and time, a running back will touch the ball somewhere up to 14 to 25 times, some 30 times a game. The quarterback game plan would be no more than less than 40 passes, but somewhere in that 25 to 35 number, unless we got into a shootout. But it's changed now. The average quarterback is throwing over 40 times a game. He has the ability to run the ball and make that decision with the RPO offense. And the receivers right now, you're going away from the H-back, which is a fullback, to 3 and 4 or 5 wide receivers consistently. So it changes the narrative. And running backs right now, they're not getting the fair share, but just the market has changed that much from the value of what a running back really brings to the table.
Frank, your thoughts on Russell Wilson going to Pittsburgh? Looks like for all intents and purposes, it's his job to lose going against Pickett. But if you got an experienced quarterback like that, who I thought had a decent year last year at the Broncos, he goes into Pittsburgh, and if you're Pickens, the receiver, you just want somebody that's going to get you the ball consistently. But on top of that, those guys want to win, get back to prowess. How do you look at that move with Russ going to Pittsburgh?
I look at it as coaching saying that I don't need great players. I need players that can be good at their job. And I think that when we look at Mike Tomlinson, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and where they was as an offense or as a team, and then something clicked, whereas the coaching has still been elite, but the play and the performance from the quarterback position has not been that. And so therefore, Mike Tomlinson as a coach is one of the coaches that's in the NFL that says, you give me enough good players that show up on Sunday, I can coach these guys to win. I don't need the greatest players to go out and win with. And I think, for Russell going that way, it's a fair opportunity for him, but a better opportunity for a lot of the guys that's on that team, because they were just missing one piece from being extremely competitive with the loads of talent that they got, whether that be youth or the veteran leaderships on Pittsburgh. So good for him, man. And hopefully this turns out to be something where he could be a good turn of events for him in his career.
Frank, I'll let you go on this one then. There's a final, another big trade that has taken place. Brian Burns, who was a terrific player for Carolina, and they didn't have a lot of them, he just got traded to the New York Giants. So this is a great break for Brian Burns. Is Carolina just that team that they're just going to try to retool, and it's going to take them 2 or 3 years?
Well, you know what? Carolina had the first pick last year in the draft, and they went out and got a Heisman Trophy quarterback. They believed that he had the ability. He didn't stay much on his feet in the pocket. He saw his backside more than anything because the offensive line just was atrocious. And they didn't have pieces on the outside to allow him to get the ball away. So anybody that leaves from a team like that doesn't mean that the player isn't good. He just found a better opportunity to free agency. But I'm not going to knock on Carolina. That team has the pieces that they got a good quarterback. Hopefully over time that, in a year or two, these guys will get a couple of pieces around him that will allow this offense to kind of, be more explosive. But the league right now with free agency, Jimmy B, anything could happen, man. And in 1 year, your entire season can change if you get 1 or 2 more pieces.
So you go for what? I don't know, Pinnacle? A dozen Pinnacle balls? What do you think?
Nowadays?
Yeah, man. What do you got in you? Come on.
TP5. Only you would come up with some great scenario like that. But I'm actually thinking about a Strixon. I'm thinking more of a 3-pack of a Strixon, a QV Star Ball right now. Probably not a Tyler's Pro V for 45 or 45 to 75. A 12-pack, but a QB Star, somewhere up in there, you can get me that. I think about a QB Star, something new on the market with some value that can still get it in the hole, make a birdie every now and then.
I love it. We love you, buddy. Thank you, man. Have a good week.
You're so wrong.
Frank Sanders joining us, the great wide receiver for the Cardinals and Ravens, always joining us on Monday. Appreciate his time. He's brought to you by the Sportsbook here at CAZ Sports Bar. We're here today, every Monday, and take the points on Saturday. This is a sports fan's paradise. You can bet the game, watch the game. That's the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that are displaying all of the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. Open daily. Coming up, we'll tell you what's on and your chance to win G2G protein bars for an entire year. That's next right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Check this out. This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
Carl Mecklenburg, a very respected former Bronco legend, said Russell Wilson isn't a leader. The foolishness that went on in his first year at Denver, a private coach, own office at the facility, family at training camp, other players didn't have those privileges, proof his self-centered.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 westbound near Sky Harbor Boulevard. We have an accident being reported. 202 Red Mountain Freeway. This is westbound near McClintock Drive. Right lane is blocked by a crash. Also an accident 19th Avenue at Bethany Home Road.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Vokey SM10 wedges. Made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. Unlock your ultimate wedge. Play with the new Vokey SM10 wedges. Visit us in store at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Try these. Mucinex InstaSoothe drops are uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Well then, game on.
Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Schmaltz, Bukestad scores! And the proud Papas made it 4-0. And Horford spins, Horford drives, kicks it inside, Tatum count it, and one. That will certainly do it. But his team's going to fall short tonight as Pritchard brings it across the timeline. Celtics get their 49th win of the season. Now 49-14, the best team in the NBA. 2 goals for Connor Bedard, a hat trick for Colin Blackwell, and as Stu Grinson mentioned, contributions all over the lineup tonight. And Soderblom, another great performance in net.
That's your weekend montage as Shu puts it together every week. Nice job as always. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B finishing up here at Casino Arizona in the sports book. And we have teamed up with G2G protein bars. And if you would like a chance at winning 365 of them, one a day for an entire year, all you got to do is text G2G to 59925. You can do it every day, daily. That's right. It's G2G to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's G2G. Protein bars now available in the refrigerated section in Costco. But we are out here at Casino Arizona, as we mentioned. 4:30 tonight is the tip-off. AZ Family, Suns and Cavs. Devin Booker is a go. He was probable all day, and then they made the announcement earlier, just about an hour ago, that he will go. So we'll get to see him back on the floor. I had thought he'd probably come back for Boston, but he is back tonight in Cleveland, a game that they need to win. And hopefully they will take care of business as Cleveland is shorthanded.
Oh, they're shorthanded, coming off back-to-back games, too. So you got 3 guys out, they're starters, and then back-to-back. Book back in the lineup. Yeah, this 4-game road trip, folks. I mean, this is one of those great litmus tests. 18 more games to go, so hopefully they can get to the point where they're in the playoff round versus the play-in round. You got to hope that.
Doesn't matter, really.
Well,
Doesn't matter. I mean,
if it's a play-in, it's a one and done.
The Lakers were in the play-in last year, got all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
But what are you going to do? I mean, you're the biggest homer I know. If they get into play-in
and they lose,
what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna be
burn all your stuff.
No, this is
burn your jersey.
I'll look at see what this.
What would you do?
I'd look at that. Look at Frank Vogel. I'd look at him as far as handling this.
One and done.
It might could be. You got all that talent. You got these 3 guys. Virtually hardly any.
They were hardly on the court together.
Or maybe this big 3 doesn't work. You blow it up.
No, I think you blow it up. I think you look at his Vogel, the right
maybe
guy.
Maybe you're going to get more from Bradley Beal at this point than you would in 2 years.
I think that they go into next season with all of them, everybody intact. They really do. But I think is with Vogel, I think that the disappointing piece is this defensive guru that he's supposed to be with this team. The amount of points that they're giving up on a per-game basis.
Everybody's giving up those points, though, Manuch. Everybody. The league has turned into a shooter's league.
Get it.
And you cannot slow people down like you used to.
Okay, then that's good. So Matt Ishbia feels, all right, I get that. I'll give him a mulligan, come back. But if we're seeing defensive lapses, like we've seen defensive scenarios. Now, I'll say that Boston game, some of those 3-point shots that Tatum was taking, KD was right in his face. I mean, those guys are just great shooters.
That's why I said they're great. It's a shooting league.
But I think that the way they end the season, how they go to the playoffs, if they did a one and done in the play-in situation, how do you not look at is Vogel that guy that can lead this team and move them forward?
So we're out here at the CAZ Sportsbook, and a bird got in here. And I think they've got 1, 2, 4, 20, 28, 32 people right now trying to capture this little bird. I mean, you see that all the time. Like you're at a bar, you're at a supermarket, whatever. There's a bird. Everybody comes out to try to get the bird.
Oh yeah.
You know, or if like a little squirrel gets on the field.
Yep.
You know, it's entertaining to watch to see how many people it takes to open a door to let the bird out.
Is Casey helping? Is Casey out there
Casey,
helping?
yeah, he left. I don't see him now.
No, he
Yeah.
ducked. He's undercover over there.
Yeah.
Birds flying around all over the place. And look, a sparrow is roaming around the place here.
Man. 911 at the Kansas City Sports Book. We need somebody to take care of this
We got
bird.
a bird in here.
We got a bird. I mean,
We're still talking about it.
here
too.
comes more. They need all security keeps coming out.
There's those brooms that can force him to the outside.
No, you can't get a broom.
They want to open the doors.
Yeah.
They open the windows, open the doors. They got to try to force him to go.
Bird's scared to death. What are you
Yeah,
talking
he's
about?
freaking out.
Yeah.
They just want that bird to hit a
Absolutely
window and
freaking
just drop. You know, a lot of that happens
Dude,
too.
that's terrible.
No, we get that at our house once in a while. We live up near South Mountain. We get birds that fly into our
I get
Arcadia
that.
door.
Yeah.
Bang.
Bang.
We look out there and they'll shake it off. Most of them fly away. We've had a couple.
So bad.
that
I
hard.
was playing golf with my dad recently, and we're on he's the approach shot. There are all these little birds, like little ducks. I don't know what they were. They weren't geese. I don't know what
Like
they
quail?
were.
Little quail?
I don't know. They're from Canada, so they're all there. Had to be like 50 of them.
Snowbirds.
Dad hits a great shot in.
Yeah.
Pop.
Oh,
Just
he
hits
got
this
one.
thing, man, and they all go flying except the one.
Oh,
And he felt so bad because there's nothing you could do. And my dad's like, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Like that guy. You hit him good.
I was playing. This
Sucked.
is many years
At least
ago.
you got a birdie that day.
There you go.
Oh,
You did, yes.
yeah, I knew it was coming.
This is not as good as the birdie story, but it's interesting. I'm playing with these couple of guys many years ago, and ducks are walking in front, right? And the guy says, "Oh, I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to tee off." He tees off, misses it, bang! Right, hit the bird right in the head. The duck rather.
30.
The duck's head is flying all around like this. Oh man!
Hey, tomorrow we'll be out at the Barrio Queen in Surprise. That's their newest location. It's a gorgeous location.
20.
Hopefully you can come on out and we'll recap the Suns-Cavs game as well. Manuch and I got a $1,000 bet on the game,
Yep.
so I'm looking forward to the Cavs just covering 6.5.
10.
They just got to cover, So anyway, we'll see you back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Good night.